Can you hear me, Coach?
Sure can.
Okay.
You know, it's going to be hard. You'll be hearing Steve on here, too.
That's okay. Well, good evening. Welcome to Joseph K. Ford Stadium on the campus of Lexington Catholic as we are in the regional finals of the 4A football. Gary Ball with Mike Mee and William Warfield, our producer tonight here on PrepSpin. And we're going to bring you the Boyle County Lexington Catholic game. Coach, you and I called this game back early in the season, and it was a great football game. And we're expecting pretty much the same thing here tonight.
We are. Both teams have progressed, especially Lexington Catholic. I think they finally realized they could run the football, and that's made a big difference in their game plan.
Yeah, Jalen Jones, 1,600 yards, and the kid has averaged 180 yards the last few games for Lexington Catholic. So Lexington Catholic comes in with him and Reese Ryan, one of the top quarterbacks in the state of Kentucky. And, of course, Boyle County, they got Aiden Stewart-Hoskins, and he's one of the best running backs in the state of Kentucky.
I know. It's really a matchup. But, you know, when you get to the regional championship, and these teams have been matched up in championships over the years.
Right.
I think it's like 12 times for Boyle County has won it, and 10 times Catholic has won the thing.
And a lot of times the state champion comes out of this game. I mean, how many Boyle County's got several state titles, and Lexington Catholic, of course, some state championships. So that's what it's at stake here tonight. They're calling it PAC Joseph K. Ford Stadium here tonight, campus of Lexington Catholic. And Lexington Catholic comes in 9-3, but they're winners of 8 in a row, Coach. And you look at Boyle County, 11-1. They're only lost to Lexington Catholic this year.
Yeah, I know, and that game was so close, Gary. It could have gone either way.
Yep.
So, boy, I tell you what, it's going to be a good one. It's a beautiful night. It's a little bit cold, not too bad, so it should be pretty exciting.
And you mentioned the running game of Lexington Catholic. It kind of goes unnoticed, but Jalen Jones is so talented. He's only a junior, so the future very bright next year for Lexington Catholic as well.
Right, and Mark Perry, football coach, now he was at Central Hardin last year.
Right.
He came here to Lexington Catholic. Central Hardin's in the playoffs still also, Gary.
Boyle County, as we said, they're coached by Chuck Smith. He's back for another run there at Boyle County. He won several state titles there, then went on to Kentucky and was the linebackers coach for the University of Kentucky for several years. And, you know, a lot of things go unnoticed about Boyle County's Chuck Smith, but one thing not unnoticed, he went to 5 bowl games with the University of Kentucky.
5 bowl games. That's right, yeah, and they picked Chuck Smith to be a linebacker coach over there. And he did a really good job. Those linebackers got into pros, a lot of them.
Coach Mee, and I really like your insights. What do you expect here early in this game? What do you expect from Lexington Catholic? Will they come out and try to establish that ground game with Jalen Jones, or will they try to have Reese Ryan airing it out here against this Boyle County team?
Oh, I think they're going to do both. I think they're going to run the football and pass the football. I think Reese Ryan, Coach Perry is a tremendous quarterback coach, and so I'm sure he's broken down a lot of film and he's seen just about everything that Boyle does defensively. And I think they're going to throw the ball, but I think they're going to try to get that running game going early.
Kickoff temperature tonight probably going to be around 32 degrees here at Joseph K. Ford Stadium. We'll step out. When we come back, we'll give the starting lineups. It is Boyle County and Lexington Catholic here tonight on PrepSpin. Gary Ball with Mike Mee and William Warfield. We'll return after this message and give you the starting lineups. We're about 10 minutes or so from kickoff here at Joseph K. Ford Stadium.
Hey, great party. Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
Why?
This is well done. No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
That'd be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Nice job today.
Thanks, Coach.
Proud of you. We'll get back at it tomorrow. If we lose focus on the field, it could cost us a penalty or even the game. If you lose focus behind the wheel by texting and driving, it costs you a fine or worse, your life. Big Blue Nation, don't text and drive.
For over 100 years, Russell Athletic has built the uniforms that transform individual athletes into teams. Teams united in passion for the game and unapologetic in their desire to win. Whether you're celebrating a hard-earned championship or heading back to the gym for next season, when teams come together, Russell Athletic will be there, always. I'm Mark Ingram. I wear Russell Athletic, and I play for team.
I know you young people said to yourselves, I am going to live a purposeful life.
And I say to you, during your 4 years of college is a time to enlarge your souls. And the way to enlarge your lives is to so broadcast your life into the lives of others that it will return to you 100-fold.
And the Holy Spirit we pray.
Gary Ball and Mike Meehan back here at Joe Ford Stadium here, Lexington Catholic, and we're just about set for the national anthem. We'll give the starting lineups, Coach, but we really expect an outstanding ball game here tonight.
Yeah, we really do. Two very well-matched teams, and national anthem right now.
Lexington Catholic now national anthem going on here as the cheerleaders out on the field, and the officials have made their way out there as well. And we'll take a 1-minute break and we'll bring you right back here to the Lexington Catholic Public Radio Station. Real Life Radio 1380 and 91.1.
And the national anthem here at Lexington Catholic as the Knights and the Rebels battle here tonight. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, Coach. For Boyle County, they will be in the white tonight, and the Lexington Catholic in the blue. They will start at center. It'll be Hagan Ellis. He also plays linebacker. The guards are Drew Yeager, Nick Shelton. Also, Caleb Daniels and Matt Cox will be at the tackle spots. Jace Sharp is your tight end for Boyle. Quarterback Josiah Robbins, 6'1", 175. And, Coach, you were really impressed with Robbins' running ability in that first game.
I was. I think that was one of the key things in their offense, and I think probably tonight they're going to use him, and I think they're going to throw the ball a little bit more than they usually do, too.
Keegan Hinkle is the leading receiver, 34 catches. He's a senior. The other wide receiver, Nick Roney, will see Zach Lay as well. This is for Boyle County. And the running back, Aiden Stewart Hoskins, 1,300 yards, 25 touchdowns on the season for the senior running back, 185-pounder. I was talking to Chuck Smith down on the field tonight before the game, Coach, and what he said about Aiden Stewart Hoskins is he will play on Saturdays, probably NAIA. Schools like Campbellsville and teams like that are looking at him right now.
Well, you take a chance on a guy like that, and he could step up and play just about anywhere. His size will get him a little bit in trouble, but listen, these guys, both of these football teams have athletes who can play in the next level.
Lexington Catholic will start at center. Cameron Bailey, he anchors that offensive line. Bailey, 6'3", 295, a senior, and he's been getting some looks down. Murray State has come in on the picture for Cameron Bailey. We know West Virginia State's offered him. He's got several schools looking at his services down the road on Saturdays. Cameron Bailey, and he's an outstanding student as well in the classroom.
Right, and that's the key, I think, to this game tonight. It's going to be those interior linemen.
And you got at guards Noah Tabidri, and also it will be Lark Wetcher. Looks like Colin Carpenter will move out to tackle for Dominic Castleton, and you got Woodford Langford at the other tackle for Lexington Catholic. Let's look at the wide receivers. J.J. Ogbugu, 48 catches for Ogbugu, Coach, and you really like Ogbugu.
I really do. He's one of those tough guys that Lexington Catholic seems to come up with every year.
Yeah.
Bovier last year,
yeah.
Now Ogbugu. I'm telling you, these guys are tough.
Andy Thompson is the other wide receiver with 44 4 catches. Then you got Reese Ryan at quarterback, 6'3". He has accounted, speaking of Ryan, for 37 touchdowns, 31 passes, 6 rushing TDs for the Knights this year as the captains from Lexington Catholic of Boyle County make their way out on the field here. And you got Jalen Jones in the backfield. I believe Jordan Hatton, who's been injured, is back now, the big 6'6" Z receiver for the Knights, so it's good to have the big target back as well.
That's special when you get down in the red zone around the goal line, Gary.
Captains making their way out on the field here with the officials tonight. There's Coach Perry and Chuck Smith. I talked to Chuck down on the field, and I said, Coach, what has improved by Lexington Catholic? He said, I tell you what's improved. Their receivers blocking downfield has just really improved from what I've seen.
Now, that's Mark Perry. I'm telling you, he is an excellent passing offensive coach. I've dealt with him in camps before. He's a friend of mine. Chuck Smith, tremendous coach also. But this game is going to be one between the white lines, buddy. It's not going to be a coach's game.
I mean, you got Cameron Bailey out there, the captain. You see big him out there. You got big number 56 as well for the that's Chase Bowling, the big linebacker. Then you've got Reese Ryan, the quarterback, and the other captain is Cody Mitchell. Those are your captains for Lexington Catholic. They're in the dark uniforms tonight, Boyle County. And the reason Lexington Catholic got to home field advantage is they defeated Boyle County here about 4 or 5 weeks ago in that great 23-16 win, and that catapulted them to the district championship.
Right, exactly. And Lexington Catholic won the toss here, Gary Ball. And we're going to find out in a second. They won the toss, and they're going to receive.
So they're going to take the ball. We set their offense for you. The Rebels' defense will look like this. You got Caleb McCaskill, Drew Yeager, Connor Darlin, Matt Cox, a defensive end up front. In the secondary, you got Brandon Devins, you got Hagan Ellis, you got Aiden Stewart Hoskins, you got Eric Brown, you got Evan Tarter, you got Josiah Robbins, and Cruz Murphy at the corners. That's the defense for the Boyle County Rebels. Addison Coffey is your kicker, so Coffey will be kicking. And you know who goes back usually deep for Catholic is Andy Thompson and company, and Andy's pretty fast back there.
Pretty fast, and he handles the ball really well, and that's the key. And when it gets cold like this, you not only have to have some speed back there in the runner, but you have to have somebody that can really, really handle the football.
You know, but talking to the coaches, you talk about the cold weather. The coaches say, hey, this is good football weather, so it's great football weather here tonight.
Yeah, it is. It's not 7 feet of snow like it is in the lake effect snow in Buffalo, so we're fine.
So
we got a nice dry field and beautiful night for football.
As we said, the Rebels of Boyle County, a number of state championships with Boyle County. He had that stretch, as you know, Coach Meehan, where he won 5 consecutive state titles, has one of the longest winning streaks in state football history. And, of course, Lexington Catholic, I remember back when they had Justin Burke and company, a quarterback who's now coaching down in Texas. Well, they had a great football team that year that won the state championship.
They did, and over the years, it's funny, a Chuck Smith coach team, you know what a couple coaches, buddies of mine said, watch them in the first series, and that's what they're going to do the rest of the game. They simplify everything, but they do everything to perfection.
Good crowd along the way. Boyle County brought a nice crowd. The Lexington Catholic crowd right in front of us here in the press box, and of course, late arriving crowd, they got a good student section down there, but the cold weather so far has kept some of the fans here away. Here come the Knights of Lexington Catholic in the dark uniforms tonight, led by their all-state quarterback candidate, Reese Ryan. And Coach, you know, a lot of people wonder, where's Reese Ryan going? Well, pretty much wherever Reese Ryan wants to go.
I would
Kentucky's
say so.
recruiting him. Yep. Cincinnati's recruiting him. You got schools like Miami of Ohio recruiting him. I mean, he's being recruited by Louisville, a lot of schools, Coach. But this kid, the thing about Reese Ryan is he's such a good athlete. He's a good basketball player, too, for the basketball team here at Lexington Catholic.
Right, he's a good athlete. He's a good passer. And it surprised me when we watched him before. He's a pretty decent runner, too, actually. Great kid as far as knowing the offense and being able to look at receivers. He's really good at, if you watch him, watch his eyes, because he will look off receivers. He'll go to his third choice sometimes to throw the football.
So it's Boyle County and Lexington Catholic. There come the Rebels from their sideline, coached by Chuck Smith, the legendary coach. And, you know, there's no doubt about it, Coach Meehan, when you talk about coaches in the state of Kentucky, Chuck Smith's right up there at the top with any of them. I mean, you could talk about Bob Schneider up at Newport Catholic. You can talk about Yeagle. You can talk about all the coaches you want to, Dale Mueller at Highlands. But Chuck Smith's right up there with the best of them.
Yeah, Philip Haywood. You know, there are a lot of legendary coaches here. But you're right. He took a little hiatus and went to the University of Kentucky. rookie, but he's back in the high school ranks now, and I think he's really happy to be back at Boyle.
So Coffey set to kick off for Boyle County. Thompson is back deep at the goal line for the Knights of Lexington Catholic, and we're just about set for 4A football here tonight. Gary Ball, Mike Meehan, William Warfield, our producer here tonight from PrepSpin. Thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying this high def. Here's the Coffey kick, and it will be Thompson from the 5. Thompson comes out to the 10. There's Thompson. He's got a seam. He's up to the 25. Here comes Thompson, 35, 40, and down up near midfield. What a nice return by Andy Thompson. Great return by Thompson. Finally knocked down there by Boyle County. Coming up to get him for Boyle was Addison Coffey. It took the kicker to get him, Coach.
Yeah, the kicker pinned him against the sideline. We always said, Gary, that the sideline's your 12th man on the field, and he used him that time.
We checked the offense. We gave you the lineup, and here's Reese Ryan with Jones flanked to his left, and Catholic first. What a return by Thompson. Ryan's going to pass, trying to air it out down. No, he's going to tuck it now as he looked, and he is going to be pulled down. And there to grab him is Drew Yeager. I tell you what, he was looking deep down the left sideline to J.J. Agbugu, and I'm surprised he didn't let it air out because Agbugu had gotten behind the secondary there.
Yeah, he got a step on him, but I think Ryan had to scramble to his left, and being a right-handed quarterback, that made it a hard throw for him. But they were playing actually a 3-man front. They were playing for pass. Boyle was playing for pass.
Yeager made a nice play on that. Here's a handoff to Jones. Jones into Boyle territory, and ankle tackle there in midfield on a good tackle there by Boyle County. And hustling in there to get him. Nice job there. And it looked like it was Tarter and also Eric Brown, the linebacker. Boy, Brown made a nice play on that, Coach.
He did. Nice tackle on his legs. He didn't let Jones make that final break.
3rd and long now inside Boyle territory. Reese Ryan with his first pass. Ryan looks, fires, and it is caught, but it's going to be just short of the first down by about a yard, and it's caught there by the Knights. Agbugu making the grab, but he's about a yard, maybe a yard and a half shy. That first down will be 4th down.
Yeah, they ran a little curl route. He just didn't quite get to the first down marker. That was a mistake on Agbugu's part.
Brown making another saving stop there for Boyle's defense. 4th down. Here's handoff, Jones breaking, and he has got the first down and more to 35. Still on his feet, keeps the legs churning. And, boy, what an effort by Jones to the 33. What a job there.
Yeah, he bobbled the ball a little bit going through the line of scrimmage. I took a deep breath there, but he held on to it and had a good game. Boyle County's running a 3-4 look. They're really playing for the pass, and I think the run surprised them there.
First down on a nice run, and here's another give up the middle to Jones, and he spins out of that tackle down to the 30-yard line. Good job by Jones, and that'll bring up 2nd down at about 7. Down to the 30.
We're seeing a Boyle County defense that is not going to let him get outside. They're playing the edges really strong, keeping their outside shoulder free, ready to make the tackle if he tries to make a break.
Aiden Stewart-Hoskins helped out on that play defensively for the Rebels. Here's a quick toss inside Agbugu. Agbugu cuts it back and hemmed in. There's a flag down on the far side of the field as Agbugu is hemmed in there by the Boyle defense, and a flag came down immediately over there, Coach Meehan.
Yeah, I think it was a holding penalty against on the outside receiver on the right side for Lexington Catholic. That's a jet sweep, and it's running a little different. People watching this, wasn't that interesting? The quarterback had just barely hit the ball, hit his hands when he pitched it forward.
It's going to be against Lexington Catholic. The penalty will back them up to the 39-yard line. Remember, this drive started opening kick. Andy Thompson took it from the goal line out near midfield, nearly broke it. And the best run was by Jalen Jones when he picked up the big first down on that 4th and about 2. Jones shifts, and here's Ryan's going to flare it out there to him. Jones has got the grab. He's up into that, the 40-yard line, brings up 3rd down. And again, Brown making another big play.
Brown had that one all the way, Gary. They had trips to the left, wide out to the right side, and they ran the flare screen, really. It was a flare screen, but Brown had that absolutely diagnosed and made a great tackle.
Coach Meehan, how many times has Brown already made big plays tonight? That's the 3rd time already. Here's 3rd and long. Fire over the right side. It's caught by Thompson, and he's going to take it down to about the 38, maybe inside the 35, and it'll be 4th down and long.
Yeah, they're still in a 4-down zone here, just past the 30-yard line. That was a good play also. Lexington Catholic threw the curl route again. Those receivers are open underneath because those safeties they're playing dual safeties, and they're playing quite a bit off the football.
See Ryan and Jones talking there on this 4th and long for the Knights. Jones shifting. Here's Reese Ryan rolling to the left. Cuts back inside, throws it deep down toward the left side. Agbugu's there. Touchdown, Agbugu. What a throw by Ryan. On 4th down and 11, he throws a 33-yard TD to Agbugu down the left sideline. Agbugu got behind everybody. He was wide open, Coach.
He was, but that was all Reese Ryan. Reese Ryan they put a little pressure on him. Now, they're not really rushing him. They're not really blitzing or anything. They're backed off in the secondary, but he had a little pressure. He stepped to the left and just threw a strike in the corner.
On 4th and 11.
What a great throw.
Catholic's Reese Ryan with his 32nd touchdown pass of the season. Agbugu with his 12th touchdown catch.
Those two guys are the real deal. They really are.
So Catholic strikes first. It was set up by that Thompson return. Here's the kick up. It is going to be Shear nailing it. So Catholic gets the opening drive. They take it 50 yards, capped off 33 from Reese Ryan to Agbugu down the left sideline. With 8:22 to go in the first, it's Lexington Catholic 7. Boyle County nothing. Will return to Joseph K. Ford Stadium after this on PrepSpin.
Nice job today.
Thanks, Coach.
Proud of you. We'll get back at it tomorrow.
Yeah.
If we lose focus on the field, it could cost us a penalty or even the game. If you lose focus behind the wheel by texting and driving, it costs.
Back in to receive for the Rebels, number 26, Eric Brown.
Season, so if you're a senior, Carter, you hate for your season to end losing to a rival, because that wraps up your career. Here's a kickoff from Noah Scher from Catholic, right to left.
Back at the 10. Brown out to the 30. He is at the 40. He may go. Gets a block and he's gone. 40. Brown to 30. Being chased 20. 15, 10, 5. Brown's going to take it to the house. What a electrifying run by Eric Brown. He took it to the house. And the extra point here by Boyle, and we'll have ourselves a tie, folks.
Unbelievable.
That was fast.
That was really fast. I think we came back from a break, and within 10 seconds they had a score.
Eric Brown, boy, he just was shot out of a cannon. Wonder, you know what that looked like? Remember that young player they had a few years ago, Reese McShera? That looked like Reese McShera flying out of there.
He was known for his speed too.
Playing at Morehead State now, doing well there for the Eagles is McShera. And here's the what do they call that play there, Coach? The
swinging door.
Swinging door, yeah. The swinging door.
Swinging door play. They came out of it to go ahead and kick though.
So Boyle trying to tie it on the extra points. Snap is high, kick is up, though, and it is good. We're tied at 7 on an Eric Brown TD run. We're going to keep it right here and tell you about Kentucky Bank. Call it home. Kentucky Bank, proud to sponsor high school sports. Kentucky Bank, thanks to folks over there at Kentucky Bank. Also want to tell you that Sutherland Chevrolet, they're over in Nicholasville. Sutherland Chevrolet, don't text and drive high school kids. With Coach Mike, me, and Gary Ball. And, boy, what a great start here by Catholic, and even better start by Boyle County with the big return by Eric Brown.
We knew we were going to have a good football game, but I tell you what, this is all it's cracked up to be. It was amazing that they would kick that ball off and return that kick so quickly. People watching this football game, you're in for it. This is going to be a good one.
Tell your friends they can get on PrepSpin.com and watch this live broadcast, and it is going to be a good one. We talked about it in the pregame. We weren't trying to hype it. We were just trying to tell it like it is, like they say, Coach. And right now we have seen Catholic strike on a Reese Ryan 33-yard TD to Agbugu, and then Eric Brown. What they have on the distance on that, guys? About 85 yards, I think it was.
Yeah, it looked like about
on that return. Like he took it in about the 15 from here.
This is just two big, strong boxers slugging trading punches.
So we're tied at 7. And here comes the kick from Coffey with Thompson back deep. He nearly broke the opening kick of the game for Catholic, took it up to midfield. Here's the kick. Thompson back there goes back and bobbles it and comes out of there with it. He's at the 10, dances, and he's going to be hemmed in this time and knocked back the 15-yard line. So here comes a late flag. Late flags coming in.
Yeah, we had a little extracurriculars away from the ball on about the 22-yard line. a little pushing and shoving. I think one of the Boyle County players maybe carried that a little too far. So it's going to be a personal foul against Boyle, and that'll give them Catholic better field position.
So that'll be 15 yards, and instead of starting back inside the 15, it'll be out near the 30. Remember their opening drive, they started up near midfield, and then Reese Ryan on a 4th and a long 10, let's just call it what it was, 11, he found Ogbugu down the left sideline for a 33-yard strike.
Right, and we thought they were hurt because they had a holding penalty that slowed their drive down, but again, that pass was picture perfect.
This time they'll have twins both sides for Reese Ryan up near the 30 on that penalty. A little movement there, no flag. Here's a quick toss to Ogbugu, dancing. Ogbugu breaks a tackle, won't break the second one though, as he broke the tackle over there of Tarter, but he couldn't break the second one. And getting in there on top of him, Brandon Devins, he couldn't break that tackle. That's just a lot of helmets to the football right there by Boyle County.
Yeah, they go to the ball. Those linebackers basically are just sprinting to the ball. When they see Reese Ryan's eyes, they go to where he's looking.
Ryan now with Jones behind him, and he gives it to Jones into the belly, and he dives up to the 33. Would it be third down at about 6? And there are a lot of Rebels getting up off the bottom of that pile, and in particular, it was Darland and company and Cox as well, helping out on the stop there for Boyle County. And Hagan Ellis, by the way, if you're wondering who the leading tackler is for Boyle, it's Hagan Ellis. He has 109 tackles coming in.
He's gonna improve on that tonight.
Here's Ryan. He already has. Here's Ryan looking to pass. Fires near side. Is it caught? And the official right there said no, he was out of bounds. Ogbugu made the grab, but he was out of bounds, and that'll bring up 4th down. So Catholic with 7:04, they'll be forced to punt the ball for the first time here in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was a pretty decent pass, too. Boyle County tried to blitz. If you saw, he blitzed the inside linebacker, and it was picked up very well by the offensive line of Lexington Catholic. The pass was on the money. I honestly believe he may have bobbled it just a little bit as he went to catch the ball at the sideline.
Griggs set to a punt, and looks like going back to receive this punt be Keegan Hinkle back inside the 40.
We have a little slowdown in play here. What's going on? All right, now we're going.
So Hinkle set to receive the punt.
They're going to block it. They're going for the block.
You got a lot of guys up front there. They got to watch out. And one of them jumped offside. There was movement by the left side of the Catholic O-line as well. I mean, remember, it was 4th and 8, so it will not be a first down, even if the penalty goes against Boyle.
The side judge has to make that call. He was right there. He has to be the one to make that decision. Yeah, he called it against the defense.
Yeah, it's going to be against Boyle. There was movement by a Catholic player as well, but I think the Boyle County player had already jumped off. Can he not get back, Coach?
No.
Once he's broke the plane?
Right, in high school now, as soon as you break the plane, they're going to call it.
And they did. For the 4th and about 2 now.
Still got 10 men rushing.
That will drive Hinkle back a little further for Boyle. And they're coming after this Griggs punt. He gets it off low, line drive punt. Hinkle watches it roll, takes a great Catholic roll down inside the 20.
That's my pet peeve, Gary. Pet peeve.
Tell us what your pet peeve is.
My pet peeve, don't let the ball roll.
Don't let it roll. That's
Every 10 yards that ball rolls is a first down.
You're exactly right.
Have to earn.
You're exactly right. Catholic will take it, and we want to thank all you folks for watching tonight on PrepSpin with William Warfield, Coach Mike Me, and Gary Ball. And it's 7-7. Coach, your thoughts here? We're halfway through the first quarter, and Boyle County's taking over on the punt here at the 16-yard line.
And their first series. This is the first time they've handled the ball on offense.
Josiah Robbins is their outstanding junior quarterback. He is back to pass. Pump fakes. Throws it deep down the left side and overthrows. There's a flag down.
Be holding against Lexington.
Overthrows the receiver, who that time going deep was Lay. Zach Lay was the intended receiver, and he overshot him, but there's a penalty flag down. Coach, what'd you see?
Yeah, the cornerback for Lexington Catholic grabbed the hold of the receiver's arm and held him back. Saw that he was going to get beat. Saw that it could have been a touchdown. And in high school, not a bad idea to go ahead and take a grab at him and keep him from getting that big play.
Because it's from the line of scrimmage, not from the spot of the foul like it is in the NFL. It's the spot of the foul. But it takes the Rebels out to the 30, 6:46 to go, first quarter, and we're tied at 7. Brown has the long kick return touchdown for Boyle, and it was a Reese Ryan Ogbugu 33-yard touchdown catch for Catholic. So at the 30, let's see what Robbins does here. Movement. Coming to motion now is Jace Sharp. Here's a handoff now to Aiden Stewart-Hoskins. He's hit wrapped up at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looked like they're trying to run a stretch play, and Lexington Catholic gave nothing on the line of scrimmage. Their defensive end and their defensive tackles just stayed at home and did not allow that play to develop. When you watch a team run a stretch play like that, Gary, it's really set up to try to block it so that the running back can break back against the grain. There was nothing there.
Drew Thomas helped out on that play for the Knights. Aiden Stewart-Hoskins actually stopped in the backfield. Hoskins coming in with 1,300 yards and 25 touchdowns. Looking to the left side and fires it over there, and it's caught up at the 32-yard line. Robbins' pass is caught by Hinkle. That's his 35th catch on the season. Listen to these stats for Hinkle coming in, Coach. Keegan Hinkle, 34 catches, now 35, 388 yards and 4 touchdowns. Man, when he catches it, he usually gets a lot of yak.
Yeah, he gets a lot of yak, and he gets in the end zone, too. That was a really well-defended play by Lexington Catholic all over the field. They had 2 receivers wide left, ran them both deep, and they were covered like a blanket down there by the Knights.
5:35 here in the first quarter. It's 7-all. Here's a 3rd down and 8 for the Rebels of Josiah Robbins and company. Triple receivers to the near side, now motioned by Keegan Hinkle. Here's Robbins looking to pass. Pump throws it, and he's got a receiver out there, and it's caught at the 35, and it's going to take that Sharp. He's to the 15-10, Sharp 5, takes it to the house. Touchdown. Jace Sharp, his first touchdown catch of the season.
Yeah, and that was just all Sharp that time because he was covered. They fought for the football. The Lexington Catholic defensive player fell down, and Sharp just took it to the end zone.
What a catch by Sharp. The defensive back was on him there, but Sharp just made a tremendous catch.
Yeah, that was a battle. It was just a battle for the football, and Sharp won it.
So Sharp, with his first touchdown catch of the season, comes at a good time, doesn't it?
It does come at a good time, but again, wow, they score quickly, and that's surprising. I expected them to try to drive the football, but those both teams now threw the deep pass for the touchdown.
Here's Addison Coffey with the extra point. Kick is up, and it's good. So 14 unanswered by the Rebels after Catholic jumped out 7-0 on their first offensive series with 5:11 to go here in this first period. It's 14-7 now, Boyle County, and we'll step out for a quick break here on PrepSpin with a 14-7 lead here for Boyle County.
Do you want to lower your business costs? How about reliable phone and custom internet services that accommodate your business needs? Want all this without sacrificing quality?
Look no further. QX.net is your solution for bundling services and saving an average of 25% per month. Working with all sizes of business in and around Lexington, QX.net provides high-speed data and voice service. Save money and improve your business. The choice is clear. QX.net. Tomorrow's technology.
Gary Ball, Mike Mee, and William Warfield back here on PrepSpin. Thanks for watching tonight in Boyle County. 14 straight here after Catholic jumped down 7-0, and Coffey will be kicking off. What is Boyle County? I mean, the passing attack is, boy, that's a great catch there by Sharp.
Oh, it was a great catch. The ball was kind of forced in there, but it was a battle for the ball.
And Sharp won the battle, took it 68 yards for the score. Here's the kick to Thompson, 3rd return for Andy. He steps back, he's out now to the 10. Thompson turns on the Jets. He's at the 25, looks for a block. He's got the kicker to beat. He's at midfield. He's got a blocker. He's at the 30, 20, down to the 10. Touchdown, Thompson. And, folks, his back foot touched the goal line. That is a 100-yard kick return for AT, Andy Thompson.
That was a 100-yard kick return. In high school, the ball, it's not the player if he's in the end zone, it's where the ball is. The ball was about on the 1-foot line. His foot touched the goal line, and he went 100 yards for the touchdown.
Late arriving crowd, but, boy, the Catholic crowd has showed up now here. We got a good crowd in front of us here. They were just standing out of the cold, weren't they, Coach?
I know, it's amazing.
And Thompson with 100, he had a 50-yard return, then a 100-yard touchdown return.
Yeah, but this is a great place to watch a game. They're tailgating out there. I think maybe some of them coming in late because of the hot dogs and hamburgers they were cooking.
That's Donovan Morris now with the extra point. Here's a flag down, and will not allow him to, they'll might have to move it back.
A little procedure.
I'll start against tonight. Back it up a little bit.
Make the kick a little bit more interesting. Want to coach me in?
Yeah, I don't think there'll be any problem. this game's not going to be won on extra point kicks. It's going to be won on these kickoffs, it looks like.
100-yard kick return. Brown's was 85, we think. That was 100 because I watched him. His foot went back and touched the goal line. And here's the kick by Morris up, and it is good. Just got it in the left upright. So Morris with the extra point. Donovan ties it up. 14-all here, 4:56 to go here in this first quarter of action. And it is 14-all here with Lexington Catholic and Boyle County all tied up here from Joseph K. Ford Stadium on the campus of Lexington Catholic. And Coach, we saw the great return by Brown, and Andy Thompson said, you know what, whatever you can do,
I can do it too.
I can do it too.
Hell, why not? Let's go. Let's do it. Again, this is going to be a battle right to the end, and I think it's so interesting that both of these teams have worked so hard in these playoffs on their kicking game, and yet the kicking game is the one thing that's been the big difference in this game so far.
So the Knights of Lexington Catholic tie it up on an Andy Thompson 100-yard kick return. And, Coach, that is what you're looking for in the playoffs. That is what you're looking for in a regional final. Both teams with long kick returns for touchdowns.
And long passes, actually, for touchdowns,
You're
too.
right. 68-yarder by Josiah Robbins to Sharp and a 33-yarder by Reese Ryan to Akbugu. And we're set now for the kick. And Eric Brown is back deep to try to return another one for the Boyle. Remember, Catholic jumped out 7-0. Boyle ripped out 14 unanswered to take a 14-7 lead, and then Thompson just tied it with a 100-yard kick return.
I wouldn't want to be the kicking coach, the kickoff team coach right now because, boy, the pressure's on him.
Here's the kick from the Knights. This time it will be Brown. He'll scoop it at the 20. Brown up to the 30. Eric Brown still running hard and going to be tackled right there at about the 31-yard line. A host of humanity there from the Knights kicking team. Let's give credit to the whole kickoff team for Catholic. 14-all, Coach, and what have we seen here early on?
Well, what we've seen is two teams that what they're best at, Lexington Catholic best at throwing the football, throws a touchdown pass. Ogbugu is wide open in the end zone. Then we see Boyle County come back and run the football and then throw another pass that was stolen out of the air for a touchdown. So we've got two teams battling here with the things that they do best.
Keegan Hinkle splits out to the near side with Lay. And Aiden Stewart-Hoskins gets a handoff, and he's got a little bit of a seam, but maybe about the 33 where he's gang tackled there. Aiden Stewart-Hoskins, let's see who comes up off the stack there. Who else? Chase Bowling, the linebacker, the leading tackler. Bowling came into this, the number one tackler on the team. He had 85 tackles, and also Dominic Caslin helping out as well. Well, Caslin, Coach, 6'5", 298.
Yeah, these are all big-time football players. Very well deserved to be in a regional championship.
2nd down and 7 at the 34 for the Rebels. We're tied at 14 here late in the first quarter. Here's Josiah Robbins rolling right, getting pressure, throws back left, wide open receiver, and he is going to take it down to the 40-yard line, 35, and finally driven out at the 35-yard line. And the catch was made by Nick Roney, the junior. Roney with the catch, and Roney takes it down inside the 35. And, Coach, he was wide open over there.
Yeah, formation did that. The way they set that formation, that's what we call dark formation. It's not a true unbalanced formation, but the tight end's on the right. They do have another tight end on the left, and he snuck out for the big game.
You'll have twins to the near, Roney, along with Keegan Hinkle out to the bottom. And let's see what Josiah Robbins does here. Slides right, gives to the running back, and Devin takes it down to the 30-yard line, and that's Brandon Devins, the ball carrier. Pickup of about 4. And, of course, Devins a good little running back in his own right, 34 carries, 229 yards. But, Coach, 7 touchdowns for Devins coming into this.
Right, he had a little seam there, but Cody Mitchell, playing the edge player right there, strung it out and got in on a tackle. But he did the right thing. He kept that player from getting outside.
So Keegan Hinkle goes way out to the top. And Josiah Robbins sends Devins in motion. And a little flare over there, and caught, but down to the 30-yard line nearly. Boy, it looked like the Catholic player was going to break on it there. Devins made the catch.
Yeah, it was. They ran an out pattern from the inside from the receiver, and the Catholic player,
Andy Hickey,
had a beat on it the whole time, but he just got there a little too late to make the interception.
Good look there at Hickey, made the tackle. 3rd down and 4 with just 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in this first quarter of a 14-14 football game here at Joseph K. Ford Stadium. Robbins now, third down. Motion to the near side by Devins, and he's going to give it to Devins. He cuts back inside, and he's going to be close. And he's got the first down with a second effort. Boy, he didn't have it at the 25, but Devins kept those legs going, Coach. And the little 165-pounder carries a lot of might.
Yeah, he got it on third effort, I think. That was a really good job. They definitely had him stopped. They had 3 or 4 people in there.
Boy, he's going to get a nice look at that. Everybody over there on the sideline giving Devins a good
pat on the head.
Pat, because that young man ran hard with the third effort that time to get the first down. First down for the Rebels of Boyle. And it's a 14-all game. Let's see what Robbins does here. Josiah now gives to Aiden Stewart-Hoskins. He's hit.
Well, he kept it.
Faked it to him, cuts it back to the near side at 15-yard line. And, boy, Aiden Stewart-Hoskins was tackled by about half the Catholic defense that time. Good job by the quarterback.
Good job by the quarterback, but the reason he didn't get more than he did is because the corner, the linebacker on this side stepped in there to
Second and 6 now for the Rebels.
Clock is running with 1:32 to go in the first quarter with Lexington Catholic at Boyle County here in the 4A Regional Championship at Joseph K. Ford Stadium. Gary Ball, Mike Meehan, William Warfield. Third down, let's see what Robbins does under center. He's back to pass, looks back left. Robbins now being chased. Josiah now back to the right side. Sets and throws, and it's caught by one of the big linemen. He's not eligible. Flags come from everywhere, and here come 2 flags. And I don't think big number 76 is eligible, Coach.
No, but he caught the ball just like a receiver. He looked like Randy Moss with about 250 pounds on him. He just caught that ball and turned around like he practiced it every day.
It was Caleb Daniels who caught it, and he turned around. And as soon as he caught the ball, the every ref on the field threw the flag saying, you're not eligible.
Hey, my first state championship at Bryan Station, we won the state championship game on a tackle-eligible play that was set up. Back then it was legal. It ain't legal anymore. You can't do that anymore.
Well, I like how Daniels reacted, though. He reacted like, hey, I've been doing this all my life, man. I'm going to catch the ball. I'm going to turn it upfield, and maybe the official won't throw the flag.
You know what? That'll be a highlight.
Every official on the field threw the flag.
Every official. There was more laundry on the field than downtown. I'm telling you what, it was amazing. I think the referee with the white hat was surprised. He reached for his flag twice and missed it.
So the penalty takes it back to the 21-yard line with 1:08 to go here. And, Coach, 14-all. This has been a very entertaining first quarter of the 4A regional championship here between Catholic and Boyle County.
Well, I would have never expected 2 touchdowns on kickoffs and a big tackle catching the ball and running 20 yards.
You got Devins and Keegan Hinkle, motion to the left side. Josiah Robbins back, fires down the middle, and it's going to be caught by Sharp. Does he get across the goal line? And the official says no, he's at the 1-foot line.
Yeah, when he got hit, they stood him up a little bit. Watching here on the monitor, and he just almost got in, but not quite. So that was a good call by the official. And another good pass.
How about this kid, Sharp, huh? Has a 68-yard TD catch and nearly had another one there. Came into the game with no touchdown catches.
Well, they found a little weakness, and they're using it.
Full house. They love to go to Aiden Stewart-Hoskins in these situations. Robbins gives it to him, and he tries to sneak down. He does, and Stewart-Hoskins gets in for his 26th touchdown of the season. They love it to give it to number 30 right there. He's got a nose for that end zone, Coach.
Yeah, they run a little wishbone when they get down close. In fact, I would expect before this game's over, Boyle County's been running a spread offense the whole game. They got down inside the 5. They ran a wishbone look, and I think probably as this game goes on, you'll see a little bit more of that wishbone.
Here comes the extra point from Coffee. As they shift, try to draw them all side is what they do. The swinging gate.
Yeah, they look for somebody uncovered that they can make a little audible and throw the ball to. Catholic's too smart. They're too well coached for that.
There's the extra point, and Keegan Hinkle gets it down. The kick is up, and it's good. 30.7, just 30 seconds to go, and it's already Boyle County 21, Lexington Catholic 14. If you like scoring, folks, you're going to like this one. It's a good old arena football game breaking out here tonight at Joseph K. Ford Stadium. Of course, everybody remembers the 50-yard field in arena football, but here tonight we've already got 35 points, and we still got 30 seconds in the first quarter.
We do. We saw a game. You missed it this year between Bryan Station, Well, I'll tell you what, that game, what was it, 63 to 50 something?
70 to 63.
70 to 63. I'm telling you what, offense, these defensive coaches are throwing fits. They can't get this. This passing offense from both teams is just vicious.
Well, if you're Chuck Smith over there, Boyle, you're saying maybe we don't want to kick it to number 2, huh?
No, they
Andy
don't want
Thompson?
to kick. I would expect that this kick will be a little bit different this time. It'll be short.
Thompson already has a 50-yard return to midfield, had a 100-yard TD return on the last kick by Boyle County's Coffee. 30.7 to go first quarter, and it's 21-14. Boyle County leads Lexington Catholic.
Yeah, I'd say he probably got to put it on the ground, Gary. If he kicks it high and deep, I'll be surprised.
Addison Coffee into it, and here's the kick, low kick this time, taken by the up man to 20, 25, dancing to 30. He's got a seam. He is to the 40 and 43-yard line on the return.
Number 7.
Agbugu.
But number 7 saved that play for Boyle County. What a save.
Agbugu didn't hesitate. He was a nice return up to the 44-yard line for Reese Ryan and company. Donovan Morris, you got twins to both sides. And Jalen Jones shifting in the backfield. Reese Ryan back to pass, deep drop. Ryan looking down the middle. It's got plenty of time. Throws a deep ball to Agbugu. It's going to be a jump ball knocked away. Here's a flag down. Penalty flag down, Agbugu.
Yeah, you know what? That could go either way. That could be offensive or defensive interference. They were both pushing and shoving back there, so it'll be interesting. This will just be a referee's decision here.
That was a jump ball right there.
The
So they called that on. They're going to call pass interference against the Rebels of Boyle. So to go against Boyle County.
That was a tough one. You're right, Gary. It was basically a jump ball. And both receivers had their hands on each other. But I think because the Boyle County defensive back had his back to the ball, they probably called it.
I'll tell you what made the play. Agbugu trying to go through the defender up for the ball. I think that's when the official said maybe that's interference and threw the flag.
Yeah.
Agbugu made that play.
He did, and you know he was open for a minute. Reese Ryan, he had all day to throw the football.
He did. He had all kinds of time, and Ryan is Reese is a dangerous quarterback when you give him. Here's the keeper by the quarterback, and Reese down to the 38. He's going to pick up about 4. And when we come back for the second quarter, it will be Catholic ball second down at the 37. And it's 21-14. Boyle County leads Lexington Catholic, but Catholic in Boyle County territory at the 38. We'll return here on PrepSpin with Boyle County and Lexington Catholic, and the Rebels lead 21-14.
With your score, Boyle County 21, Lexington Catholic 14.
Houchins Industries, proud corporate sponsors of the Kentucky High School Athletic Association Girls Sweet 16.
Gary Ball, Mike Meehan, and William Warfield back here on PrepSpin. And if you're wondering, we'll tell you about Reese Ryan. All the colleges looking at him after this play. Ryan looking to pass. Looks left. Now comes back right. Fires it down the middle, and it is going to be a diving catch by Thompson at the 5-yard line. A.T. Andy Thompson with the diving catch. Here's the colleges that are looking at Reese Ryan, who just threw a BB there. Wake Forest, Kentucky, Cincinnati, Marshall, Miami, and Western. All those schools are wanting the services of number 6, Reese Ryan.
There may be a few more looking at him after this game.
That was a strike there to Thompson and nearly tied this game up. And Thompson dove for it. He's already got a 100-yard kick return for a touchdown. 11:40 to go here, and waiting. And we're going to have a timeout called by the officials.
Penalty.
Yes, a
penalty
delay.
here.
Looks like a delay.
Too many people want to get on the field,
So,
I think.
Coach Perry thinking this player got off. He wants a clarification. He thought the player got off in time. Mark Perry over from Central Hardin, his first year as the head coach at Catholic, and Coach Mattingly at Central Hardin now, his first year as the head coach, against his former team, Meade County. They're playing tonight in Central Hardin.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, that game's going to be a tough one too, but I'm picking Meade in that one.
First down, and here's the handoff to Jalen Jones, and he's not going very far. Maybe to the 10. Let's see with a couple of folks over there.
Yeah, he got just a couple yards. Again, they're running the sweep out there, and he's being caught from behind.
Matt Cox.
Coach, Boyle County, man, they play a really good defense where they sprint down the line of scrimmage. You notice they're not putting much pressure on. They're not getting a lot of penetration.
By the way, Matt Cox, I was told by Steve Burcham, a longtime radio guy at Boyle, is wearing number 64 tonight, and he helped out on that play. So here's second down for the Knights. Shifting by Jones. Reese Reiner's another flag, Coach. What happened there?
Well, I think the two defenders for Boyle came moving in order to maybe blitz, but one of them stepped across the line of scrimmage, so it was an offsides against Boyle.
Boyle leads 21-14. The Rebels 11-1. Their only loss to Lexington Catholic, and the Knights on an 8-game winning streak after split. Look at the competition they played, Coach. They lost to Bowling Green. They lost to Bryant Station. They lost to a good Lafayette team. They were 1-3, but man, they've suddenly found the system, haven't they? Here's Ryan's pass near side and broken up there by Boyle at the 5-yard line, and that was Devins there to break it up.
Right, and again, they ran. That was a little flare action, but there was a receiver wide open in the corner of the end zone. They're spreading the field, just really spreading Boyle County out. They're going to try to get those receivers open on those slants. Watch for the slant here.
Third down, triple receiver to the near side. Ryan now looking over toward the sideline, and he has split out to the near side. You've got Thompson.
Little confusion on defense here.
Here's Ryan. He's going to tuck it. Ryan Reese down inside. The ball comes out of there. Catholic player's got it. Touchdown, Catholic. Ball went right in the hands of the Catholic player.
You have the glasses on that.
Yes,
did you see that?
Yes, went right into the hands of the Catholic player. Number 18 recovered it right there in the end zone for a touchdown, and that is going to be Chris Thompson.
It was a good lick, wasn't it? It was a good hit on Ryan. The ball popped out.
Right into Thompson's hands. He said, thank you very much.
Little quarterback draw, and it's the luck of the ball, the way the ball bounced.
Goodness gracious. Right into his hands. And Ryan, the helmet on ball, knocked it out. Boyle thinking, hey, we got a fumble here, and it went right in the hands of the Lexington Catholic player. Johnny on the spot.
Hey, that happens sometimes in this game.
Here's the kick by Morris. Donovan up, and it's good. So with 10:33 to go in the first half, we've got a shootout here at Joseph K. Ford Stadium. It is Lexington Catholic 21, Boyle County 21 here. And, of course, we want to thank all the sponsors here as well. Want to thank Kentucky Bank. Kentucky Bank, call it home. And Coach Mike Meehan with me here, and William Warfield. We got a score here. Highlands leading Covington Catholic 27-13 at halftime. Thank you very much. So the winner here gets the winner of that one next Friday. And if Highlands, it looks like it's going to be Highlands, they lead big at halftime, it would be up in Fort Thomas next Friday night.
It would be at their place, right? Yeah, that's a difference too. I mean, it's hard to win a football game up there. No problem. Well, here we go with another kickoff. 21-21. We've seen everything in this game. We've seen kickoff returns for touchdowns, Gary. We saw passes for touchdowns. We saw a ball pop out on a fumble and go right into a Lexington Catholic player's hands. And we saw a great big tackle catch the ball and run 20 yards.
Also want to thank Dallin Dental. I think I got that right. And Dr. Wong and Durbin Wong and Gardner. Yes. Kentucky Center for Orthodontics. Thanks to those folks as well. 21-all, Coach Meehan.
Here we go again. Another kick.
Here's the kick from Lexington Catholic. Brown but it's taken by the up man at the 25, up to the 30, 35-yard line, and returned up there for the Rebels of Boyle County. Returned by Aiden Stewart Hoskins on the return.
That's a good job again by Lexington Catholic's coverage team. But, boy, I tell you what, neither team is kicking the ball deep now. They're going to kick that ball short or kick it on the ground. They're not going to take a chance on those long returns.
Eric Brown kind of started all that, didn't he, with that 85-yard kick return for the score. Then Andy Thompson with a 100-yard kick return for a touchdown for the Knights.
Catholics playing man-to-man. Again, free safety. They're playing man with one free safety.
Josiah Robbins gives now – fakes to a little quick toss out and overthrows his intended receiver up there, Jace Sharp. You know, all of a sudden Sharp, who came in with 13 catches, is a big target tonight. He's got the long touchdown catch and nearly had another one, and he's all of a sudden, well, he's a big target at 6'4". Why not?
Yeah, why not? And, again, they're trying to get those receivers open across, and they're having a little bit of trouble getting them open. Lexington Catholic has a tremendous job of playing man-to-man. They're actually playing man-to-man on every receiver. Now, the safety, he has to jump the receiver that comes up to the middle.
This time.
Now they're man-free. There's no total man, zero coverage.
Devins in motion, and quarterback's going to keep it. Robbins, Josiah up to the 38-yard line. It's going to bring up third down at about 6. Robbins fakes it. He fakes it to Devins in motion like they're going to do a sweep, and then he kept it, and Chase Boyle, the linebacker, there to stop him. But Josiah Robbins, he came in, Coach, with 591 yards rushing and 8 touchdowns on the ground, the quarterback for Boyle County.
That was a pretty good choice of plays. I think Lexington Catholic played it well. When you're in zero coverage, in other words, it's man-to-man everywhere across the field without a safety, the only person not accounted for is the quarterback. And sometimes you can sneak him through the line of scrimmage, and he's got a big gain if you do.
Third down and 7 for Josiah Robbins, and he's got twins both sides out of the shotgun. Robbins getting pressure. He's got some running room. He's got a seam. He's got the first down up to midfield. Fumbles the ball and somehow is able to jump back on it as it took a very comfortable bounce there for Robbins, and he takes it into Catholic territory to the 49-yard line.
That was very fortuitous for him because that ball could have easily rolled into the Lexington Catholic hands, but it rolled out of his hands, and he just jumped right on it.
So first down. Boy, he had a lot of running room up the middle, didn't he?
This kid's a good runner, too. I'm impressed.
First down for the Rebels in the football in Lexington Catholic territory. And Robbins picked up 10 yards on that. 9:12 to go. First half action, 21 all. Here's Josiah Robbins again. And he is going to give to Stuart Hoskins. He's hit, knocked backwards there. Good defense by the linebacker, Bowling, making the hit there. Chase Bowling. And, boy, a lot of schools looking at this young man right now, too. 6'1", 240, the senior linebacker, Chase Bowling, the leading tackler on the Knights.
Yeah, we've seen him several times, and I tell you, he's the best.
Beast.
He's the best. He's really the best linebacker I think we've seen all year. Really quick, good feet, good lateral movement, spatial orientation, excellent. Super football player.
Second down for the Rebels at Catholic territory. Robbins with Stuart Hoskins rolls out to the right, and he fires it, and it is going to be a diving catch down there. Nicely done by Sharp again.
Nice catch, another sliding catch. It's just pretty amazing when that happens. It's just the receivers, good quarterbacks will keep the receiver from getting hurt. And the way he keeps them from getting hurt is keep the ball close to the ground so that the receiver has to go down to pick it up to get it. Lexington Catholic is still playing man-to-man. Now, sometimes it's man-free, in other words, man with a free safety. Sometimes it's zero coverage. And zero coverage means that it's man-to-man across the field.
So first down on that diving catch by Sharp. Let's see what Robbins does here, this time under his center. Slides left, gives to Devins.
Good play.
Devins to the 30. Devins 25, and he's going to be about a half a yard shy of the first down. But how can you not like this little guy? Talking about Brandon Devins, 5'7", 165 pounds, but, man, he packs a punch for that size.
He does, and that was a really good play from the offensive coordinator from Boyle County. They stepped the tight end back, stepped the receiver up, and then put the tight end in motion. When they snapped the ball, the tight end was in a perfect position for a kick-out block on the edge player, and they ran inside him for a good gain. That was an excellent, well-conceived football play.
Hinkle out to the top with Lay. And now Robbins goes back and talks to Brandon Devins on this second and about a yard, and we're going to have a timeout called by Boyle County. 7:14 to go in the first half, 21-21. Boyle County and Lexington Catholic here tonight from Joseph K. Ford Stadium. Great crowd here tonight on PrepSpin with William Warfield and all the great staff at PrepSpin. And I know the state championship's coming up in a couple of weeks at Houchin Stadium in Western Kentucky, and William will be there covering all those games for PrepSpin and the KHSAA.
Always a good deal, and it's going to be some really good matchups this year, I think. Speaking of matchups, these teams match up very well.
Yes,
they really do. We've noticed that from day one, from the first game. And in the first game, I believe the kicking game had a part to play in that game too. So This is a pretty good football game tonight.
Put your offensive coordinator hat on here, Coach. Do you just give it to Devins here since he's in there for Aiden Stewart Hoskins in the backfield, 7:14 to go?
Yeah, break out of the huddle, come up in that wishbone offense, give it to that big back, and just get the first down and go from there.
Or does Robbins just keep it maybe under center? Second, they only need a yard. Josiah Robbins, and he has Devins behind him. Fakes now, looks to pass left side, and is going to be, let's see what they call here, and it's incomplete. Good effort there by the receiver, Zach Lay, the senior. Lay went up for it and had to hesitate because it looked like he might come up with it, but it's incomplete, brings up third and short. And Boyle County, they were going for the 6 there, Coach.
Right, and a really good defensive play by the defender for Lexington Catholic out there. He just kind of reached up and knocked the ball down. I didn't get his number.
Third down, 7:09 to go. That incompletion stops the clock. 21-21. Boyle County. This time they go with the full house back there behind the quarterback, Robbins, and he is going to give now to the second man, and that's Eric Brown, and Eric takes it down inside the 15. It'll be 1st and 10 right there. Boy, they faked it to the first guy, gave it to Eric Brown, and boy, Brown there had big yardage, Coach.
Yeah, a little belly power play. They faked the belly the first back, give it to the second back. I mentioned earlier, Gary, I think they're going to come back with that wishbone quite often. I think it's a really good, powerful offense to run against this Lexington Catholic team that likes to play man-to-man.
What a shootout here tonight, Coach. I want to tell you, these two teams have flat come out and look sharp here offensively. And here's the handoff. Brown again right side and takes it to about the 10, a pickup of maybe 3 yards for Eric Brown. 6 minutes, 32 seconds to go. First half action. At halftime, Coach, you got a special guest that's going to join you here at halftime.
Yeah, we're going to talk to the Booster Club president for Lexington Catholic. I'm always interested in those guys and what they do to support the program, so that should be a really good conversation. Speaking of really good, Catholic's going to have to play position football here. They're going to have to play assignments because Boyle County is spread the field again, and I think they're going to try to throw this football.
You got to watch Keegan Hinkle here. Instead, they give to Stewart Hoskins. He's hit in the hole there, and at a greeting, big number 75 for the Knights.
Yeah. And he's knocked
that was
big Dominic Caslin.
Dominic Caslin there.
Big man. There is no that was an ill-conceived play there. There's no way they're going to run to that short side of the field to the tight end side when Lexington Catholic has 7 people on that side of the ball. There's no way.
3rd and 6 at the 8. They can get a first down to the 2 of Catholic and Boyle.
Watch for motion.
Robbins.
Yep.
Out of the shotgun. Devins gets the motion guy at the 5, up into there at the 5, and he's going to be just short of the first down. Devins, the ball carrier. Hickey making the hit there, and it brings up 4th down here. And, Coach, if you're Boyle, looks like they're going to – Robbins heading over to talk to the sidelines and Chuck Smith. But if you're Boyle, you obviously are thinking about a field goal here that would put you up 24-21.
Yeah, they're going to call timeout here to talk about it. This is too important of a situation.
Coffey's pretty solid from inside here, Coach.
He is, but I think they're going to go ahead and call a timeout. I honestly don't think they need to run a play here. They need to think this one over.
Last score we had was Highlands was leading Covington Catholic 27-13 big at halftime. Here with 4:37 to go, Boyle's going to call a timeout. And I would not be surprised here if they kick the field goal, Coach. I think if I'm Boyle, I think I'm liking 3 points here better than being stopped and giving the momentum back to the Knights.
Sure, because it's early in the game. You still have 4.5 minutes to go in the half. And to kick the field goal, that puts you up by 3. Supposedly, if you can stop Lexington Catholic again, then look where you are. You're going to score again. You're 10 point ahead. So I think that's what they're going to try to do. But anything can happen in this game. I'll tell you that right now. We haven't seen an interception for a touchdown yet, so we might have to see that too. So everything else is going on.
And we got another score, Trinity and St. X, that big game at Papa John's Cardinal Stadium, 3-0 at halftime, Trinity. On a field goal, we were just talking about field goals aren't too bad sometimes, are they, Coach?
No, especially if you can get them right before half and get the momentum.
3 points is 3 points, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Wow. That's going to be a war. I really expected Mail to be in that championship game.
I got folks texting me, Mr. Warfield, saying how sharp and clear the picture looks. So it's an HD quality, right? High definition. Hope you're enjoying it. We're enjoying bringing it to you here. And they are going to go for it, folks. I got to be honest with you, I thought they might kick the field goal here. But Boyle County, that's why I'm not a coordinator.
They might try to draw them off sides, too, here, Gary.
Robbins out of the gun with Devins to his left. Here's the quarterback. He's going to keep it left. Hit, upended. They do not get it. They probably should have kicked the field goal because they're going to be tied instead of having a 3-point lead. What a play there. I think that was – who was that turned in? Who was that missile that
22.
came in? 22.
You're right, man. He just flew up there to make the tackle.
That's Braxton Couch. What a play by Braxton.
He did. He flew up there to make the tackle. Again – running that to that weak side, that short side of the field, I just don't understand that logic behind that.
I think, like I said, Coach, hindsight's 20/20, but let's see what Ryan does here. I think I kicked the field goal there. Ryan looking to pass. He's fires it left side, and his receiver comes back and makes the grab up at the 26-yard line. What a throw. It was J.J. Agbugu.
Hey.
What a nice route run there by Agbugu coming back for the football, if that's what he did, Coach.
Back shoulder throw. You see it in the pro game. You see it in the college game. And now you're seeing it with a high school football player that's going to be a college football player. What a throw.
Out to the 26. That's a big 21-yard pickup. And here's Jones and Jalen up to the 29-yard line, about a 3-yard pickup. So the Knights now will have second down. And about 6 up near the 30 with 4:12 to go here. And we're tied at 21-all. That's pretty much exactly what we expected in this game, Coach.
It wasn't. Boyle County's doing a great job on Jalen Jones, too. They're really putting a stop to him.
Fake now. Ryan, a little quick toss. He's got his man up to the 35-yard line.
It'll be short.
And Donovan Morris looks like he's shaken up. Mars, Agbugu over there helping him get up. Mars is not going to get up, though. I've got the glasses on him. Looks like he's going to stay down over there in front of the Boyle bench. Here come the coaches and trainers for the Knights. And Donovan Mars with a nice catch, but as he went down on the sideline, he looks like he might have turned something. But
they twisted him on the tackle a little bit, it looked like, when he went down. It was nothing intentional, obviously. But
good shot there by William Warfield over there on the sidelines as they attend to Donovan Morris. And the thing about Donovan, too, is, he's your kicker. He kicks your extra points.
I know. That could be important.
He gets up.
He's going to be all right.
He's going to get some help off the field, though. He's not putting a whole lot of weight on that kicking foot, is he?
No, his ankle, it looks like a little bit. He twisted it.
Not putting much weight on that at all. It's Donovan Morris. 3:55 to go here in this first half, 21-all. And, boy, we've seen scores come from unlikely heroes. When you think about Jay Sharp called his first touchdown pass of the season, and it was a 68-yarder, and it was impressive.
It was impressive. Catching the ball was impressive, and then sprinting to the end zone. And I think it was a little bit of a surprise for him that he pulled that ball down, but what a battle that was.
And we've had an 85-yard kick return by Eric Brown of Boyle and a 100-yard kick return for a touchdown by A.T., also known as Andy Thompson.
Andy Thompson got some speed, though.
So third down, let's see what Mr. Ryan does here. Ryan shifting by Jalen Jones. He dances, breaks a tackle, comes to the near side. Jones up to the 40, stiff arms a man and finally pulled down, but he's got the first down. Good job of dancing there by Jalen Jones, and he got the first down. Devins finally tackled him, but not before Jones got the first down to the 40-yard line. For the Knights in the dark uniforms. There you see Jalen Jones. And by the way, he was voted the District Player of the Year, was Jalen Jones, in this district.
Excellent. Andy Thompson made a great block on that play, by the way.
Jones shifts, and Ryan gives it to him. There's Jalen, and he dives up to the 44-yard line. Pick up about 4. We'll have some halftime stats from you as well from WL Stats. And Coach Meehan will have his halftime interviews, and we'll tell you that Highlands led Covington Catholic big at half. Trinity led St. X 3-0. We're tied at 21 here with 3:14 in the first half. And now Ryan looks to the sideline and the wristband. possibly changing the play, and they are changing the play because Jones saying, what is it now? Here is quick pass out to the near side, and it's up to the 45, 48-yard line. It's caught there by that's Connor O'Neal. O'Neal with the catch, and it's going to bring up 3rd and short for the Knights.
Yeah, a little quick screen, but very well covered by the Rebels on that play.
Connor O'Neal, nice job. 3rd down and 2. They've got to get into Boyle territory to the 49 for a first down with 2:37 here. Blitz being shown by the Rebels defense. Ryan now gives to Ryan kept it up the middle, 40. It's a foot race to 30. Reese Ryan to 20, 15. Stiff arms 5. Does he get in? The official right there. And they're going to say went out at the 1-yard line. Well, went out at the 1-yard line, Coach.
Well, let me tell you something. There's no way that official could have made that call because both officials were behind the play chasing Ryan. They're having a little discussion now. Right as Reese Ryan got to the goal line, he held the ball out when he knew he was going to be knocked out of bounds. I would not be surprised if that ball was over the goal line when he held it out.
Yeah, look from our angle, which is a tough angle, off to the right here, but look from our angle like he did break the plane.
Yeah, there wasn't an official anywhere near enough to make that call.
Let's see what Reese Ryan does here. He has behind him Jones. They give to Jones.
Sure,
and Jalen gets down low. Touchdown,
Jalen
Jones. 17th touchdown of the season for Jalen Jones. And the Knights of Lexington Catholic now lead Boyle County 27-21 with 2:20 to go in the first half. The extra point will put them up by 7.
Yeah, that was a really good stop right there. Who's kicking the ball? We got this.
You're right. We got Morris out with the ankle injury, and that is number 99, Coach.
99 at the end of the numbers right there. We got the swinging gate coming back.
Murphy Rhodes, it looks like.
There's a big chance for Mr. Rhodes here.
So let's see. They're going to have a timeout called by
Coach Perry's not real happy right now for some reason.
2:20. Boy, what a nice run by Reese Ryan. Boy, yeah, that's the thing about Lexington Catholic that goes unnoticed is how good of a runner Reese Ryan is. We talked about Josiah Robbins, nice runner for Boyle, but same thing could be said for R-squared, Reese Ryan.
Reese Ryan, excellent job. I tell you what, I thought he had it. By the way, the reason the timeout and the reason why Coach Perry's face is a little red and upset, there was only 10 men on the field. He had 10 people out there. He
Earlier
called
in the game,
timeout
they
to
had
get
too many.
I know. And then they pull an extra player off the sideline to get in the huddle here.
As we said, they've got a new kicker for Donovan Morse who injured his ankle on a catch. Murphy Rhodes, number 99. Waiting for the hold here from Thompson. Gets it down, and the kick is up.
Nice kick.
And it is good.
Way to go, Mr. Rhodes.
So extra point is good, and with 2:20 to go in the first half, Lexington Catholic regains the lead, 28-21 over Boyle County. Still 2:20 to go here in this first half of action from Joseph K. Ford Stadium. And we'll return here from PrepSpin with Lexington Catholic on top, 28-21.
For over 100 years, Russell Athletic has built the uniforms that transform individual athletes into teams. Teams united in passion for the game and unapologetic in their desire to win. Whether you're celebrating a hard-earned championship or heading back to the gym for next season, when teams come together, Russell Athletic will be there, always. I'm Mark Ingram, I wear Russell Athletic, and I play for team.
Gary Ball, Mike Meehan, and William Warfield back. We got a couple blind spots, William wanted me to let you know. Off to our left, in that end zone, there's a blind. Then off to our right in the end zone corner, there's a little bit of a blind spot as well. We apologize for that. Here's a short kick, and Boyle will scoop at the 30. Looks like Aiden Stewart-Hoskins up to the 42-yard line. And a little squib kick that was Aiden Stewart-Hoskins on the return again. And, Coach, you've got some numbers, I think.
Well, the biggest number is that drive. Eight plays, 95 yards for a touchdown. That is a classic drive in a regional championship. We've seen kickoff returns for touchdowns. We've seen long passes. But to take the ball, 8 plays, 95 yards, that's pretty good football.
Here come the Rebels with a good return by Stewart-Hoskins up near the 41-yard line. He's still got 2:16 And Robbins fakes now. Josiah rolling to the left. Sets and throws deep downfield. His receiver's there. And it is caught down to the 2-yard line. That's Keegan Hinkle. What a throw by Robbins. Right on the money to Keegan Hinkle, number 12.
He threw the ball 50 yards in the air.
And a strike.
This is a high school quarterback. Threw the ball 50 yards in the air, and it was right on target. The Lexington Catholic defender was chasing it all he's worth trying to get to the ball, but couldn't get there.
Man, oh man, that was a big-time strike and a big-time catch by Keegan Hinkle. And I tell you what, great effort by Catholic to keep him out of the end zone.
Absolutely, but he's down there close now. I don't think we'll see them mess around down here like they did the last time, going to the weak side. They're going to come up in a wishbone and just pound the ball in there.
Robbins, remember, is only a junior. He's back next year, the quarterback. Under center. Gives now, and Brown, it looks like.
That's it.
Eric Brown dives in for the touchdown. And Eric Brown, with his third touchdown of the season. And it's 28-27. And, Coach, with 1:37 to go, we have got a shootout going on here at Joseph K. Ford Stadium.
We do, and it's very frustrating for Lexington Catholic to take down the ball 95 yards. You know, it is always frustrating. You take 5 minutes, take the ball 95 yards for a touchdown. The other team gets the ball one play, they throw it down there, and end up getting near the end zone and taking it in.
Well, that was an excellent call by the OC of Boyle on that long pass, because you know they weren't thinking long pass there on the first play.
No.
Here's the Addison Coffee extra point, and he just got it in the left upright. Good job by Coffee out of the hold of Keegan Hinkle. 1:37, and folks, we are tied at 28 all here between Lexington Catholic and Boyle County, two of the top-ranked teams in the state in 4A. I believe the last poll had, Lexington Catholic number 4 in the state. Boyle was number 5. They're both in the top 5. I think Fort Thomas Highlands, I believe, was number 1 in 4A. Was that correct?
That's right.
But these are two of the top-ranked teams. And, Coach, they're playing like two of the top teams in 4A, 28-28 here as we are 1:37 from halftime.
Yes, and the Trinity St. X score was 3-0, and this one's 28-28.
And
so what a difference.
Bluebirds lead the Colonels of Covcath 27-13. That's probably moved on to the third quarter. But I tell you what, I give all the credit in the world to Robbins. Josiah, the quarterback for Boyle, he threw a beautiful ball to Keegan Hinkle, and he nearly took it into the end zone. Took a great saving tackle by the Knights, but then it was finished off by Eric Brown on a 1-yard TD run. We're tied at 28, and what a ball game here tonight at Joe Ford Stadium here, campus of Lexington Catholic. And there's Thompson back deep. They haven't been giving him too many opportunities since he had the 100-yard kick return earlier in the game for the touchdown.
No, pretty good thinking to put that ball on the ground, let it roll down there. Don't try to kick it deep.
1:37 here in the first half, and here is Boyle County's Addison Coffee set to kick off again tonight. Short kick this time to the 20, and bobbled, and the player's finally going to pick it up and to the 25 and be knocked down right there at the 25-yard line. So
yeah, you have to secure that ball. You can't start looking for what the defense is going to do. You have to get that ball in your hands and then run what you're supposed to run.
Cody Mitchell, by the way, Cody Mitchell was the up man on the return there. 25, and Coach, you got 1:30. Your opponent's just tied you up. If you're Reese Ryan, you're thinking more points here, obviously.
Sure, go with your game plan. What they're doing is working. Just stay with it. Just don't make a big mistake. No.
Twins to both sides for Ryan. Jones is shifting to the right. And they give now to Jalen. He's trying to bounce it. Jalen won a good tackle there, turned in. Nice tackle by Josiah Robbins and company.
Yeah, Josiah Robbins is the correct guy to have in there, because what's happening is he's coming from his secondary position. When he sees that sweep, he makes a great shoestring tackle. He's not going to let the running back, Ryan, to get
Jalen
Jones to get outside.
He kind of looked around and said, where'd he come from, didn't he?
Right, he just blew up there from the secondary.
Right, quick pass to Hatton out to the 30, and he's knocked down at the 31. We're to be third down at about 4. Clock is moving down to 54 seconds here to go in the first half. And Lexington Catholic 28, Boyle County 28 brings up third down. And Catholic may indeed let this clock run here. Maybe.
Oh, they'll try to get a big play here.
Ryan gives now to Jones, and he's pulled down at the 31, brings up fourth down. And let's see, Boyle County with 30 seconds. We're going to get a timeout called. Timeout with 30 seconds. Because on fourth down, Boyle wants that ball, another opportunity, because the last time they had it, their quarterback Robbins, Coach Meehan talked about it, threw an absolute perfect football, 50 yards in the air to Keegan Hinkle, was stopped at the 1-yard line, and then Eric Brown finished it off. But, Coach, that's one of the prettiest passes we've seen all season.
It was it was laid out perfectly to the receiver. The defender was about a step behind, but the ball was so perfectly thrown, the defender didn't have a chance. I think what the timeout is here is that they're going to try to block this kick. Yep. They figure if they can block the kick and at least get some seconds on the clock, they can at least try for a field goal.
They went after it earlier in the game.
Yeah.
Remember, they sent the house
after
Griggs, the punter.
Well, they're going to send the city this
time. They got Hinkle back deep. 30 seconds to go. That is the last timeout, by the way. Boyle has no more timeouts left. 28 all here. Gary Ball, Mike Meehan, and William Warfield from PrepSpin. Excellent job producing here tonight, as always. We appreciate all of Williams' hard work. Here's the Griggs punt, and did they get him to draw it? They did.
They did.
Yes, if Boyle
down.
moved, that'll be a first down for the Knights.
That'll get him out of trouble.
Yep, that'll get him out of big-time trouble. That's going to be a first down. Here comes Reese Ryan, the offense, back out on the field.
But they were coming, weren't they?
They were coming. As you said, they were bringing the city of Danville.
They were.
They call it Title Town over there for a good reason, Coach.
They do.
A lot of state titles over there between Boyle County and Danville. I think there's something like 14 or 15 of them.
Right, but that was a big mistake because to have an opportunity to possibly block a punt or get a poor punt and a return, that possibility is done now.
What do you do? What do you call here? I mean, you're kind of a quarterback offensive guru.
Well, take a look at the defense. They're playing a 4 umbrella across the zone, across the top. So you might be able to get somebody open down the sideline.
Reese Ryan looking left. Now comes back right. Ryan's got all day. Fires it out there to Hatton, the 40, and he's going to step out of bounds at the 41, pick up about 6. Good job there by Hatton. Jordan, a 6'6 senior, stepping out of bounds. That's his 32nd catch of the season.
Yeah, they're in a what we call an umbrella zone look. It's a 4 deep across the top and pushing the receivers inside when they can. So, again, the only place you can maybe get an opening is down the sideline or a draw.
Here's Jones trying to bounce it outside, and he is going to be tackled in bounds now to keep that clock running. Down to 12 seconds here. Nobody can stop it. And it's 28 all here, and that should be our halftime score. I don't think they're going to get another playoff here. It gets down to 3 seconds. And that'll be our halftime score. We'll go to the locker rooms. Boyle County 28, Lexington Catholic 28. Coach, what a great football game here in the first half between two good high school football
This
teams.
has really been fun. I'm going to tell you what. We've seen just about everything so far, too. But we expected this. We knew that this was going to be a game. So
28 all, and we'll return, and Coach Meehan will have the numbers and some halftime guests here. And it's 28 all, Boyle County and Catholic here on PrepSpin. We'll return here to Joseph K. Ford Stadium with halftime. After this, we're tied at 28.
There's something special in the air at the University of Louisville. Investment and constant progress are helping today's students and faculty unleash their potential, discover new answers, open more doors, give back to others, see new worlds, and become champions in everything they do. Now, more than ever, it's a great time to be a Louisville Cardinal.
Nice job today.
Thanks, Coach.
Proud of you. We'll get back at it tomorrow. If we lose focus on the field, it could cost us a penalty or even the game. If you lose focus behind the wheel by texting and driving, it costs you a fine or worse, your life. Big Blue Nation, don't text and drive.
Houchins Industries, proud corporate sponsors of the Kentucky High School Athletic Association Girls Sweet 16.
Okay, welcome back to Joseph Ford Stadium, where the score is 28-28 between Boyle County, the Rebels, and the Knights of Lexington Catholic. And we have seen a little bit of everything in that game. We've seen a really good output, a really good game by both sides. But I think it's time right now to have a little interview here with somebody who knows a little bit about Lexington Catholic and somebody who we feel like would be a really good job of trying to find out a little bit about Lexington Catholic, what goes on behind the scenes. Leo.
Yes.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Tuberty.
Leo Tuberty is the head Booster Club president at Lexington Catholic High School. Welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to be with
Thanks
us on PrepSpin. What we always like to do is we like to talk to those people behind the scenes when we can, when we do these games. Again, I was a head coach for a lot of years, 11 years. I was associated with high school football for 35 years as assistant coaches. And one of the things I realized right away was that the booster president and the booster club and the people behind the scenes were really important. Give me a little bit about your background first. Where are you from? Are you a Lexington guy, or how did you get involved with Lexington Catholic?
Actually, my wife and I are from Western Pennsylvania. We both grew up there, so football is a big part of that part of the country. We moved here about 16 years ago, and the first day of first grade, my son brought home a paper, and he said, I want to play flag football at Lexington Catholic. So we've been here for 13 years now.
13 years now. Well, that's good. Western Pennsylvania. I'm actually from Western Pennsylvania.
Oh, really?
I grew up in Avonmore, Pennsylvania, which is near Latrobe, PA, and came down here, went to University of Kentucky, played football here, and then ended up behind his microphone talking to you right now. So very good. And tell me a little bit about your son.
He is the right guard. He's number 70. He's been playing, like I said, first grade. So every fall since 2003, we've been here at Joseph K. Ford Stadium. So
excellent. All right, now you are president of the Boosters Club. Can you give us a little background, a little bit about the Boosters?
Sure.
Basically, you know, what you have to do, or what you're required to do, but also what kind of support you have and so on.
Sure. Support, we've got a super group of parents. I mean, it's just incredible. Just for example, we have a team dinner every Thursday night. I'll make requests for food or drinks and probably get 10 times what I need. So that makes it easy. From what we do is really, I guess my role, it's a lot of coordination, one, and then supporting the program through fundraising.
Okay, and can you give us an idea of a couple of your biggest fundraisers?
Yeah, we do in the, right before the season starts, we'll do a golf scramble. We've got real good participation from a lot of our alumni, from the coaches, parents, everybody kind of chips in there. And you've probably seen somewhere up here in the press box our media guide. That is probably our biggest fundraiser that we do over the course of the year.
Right. Yeah, it's funny you said when you ask for food, you get 10 times your amount on Thursday night. You need to let Gary Ball and I know about that, because we can handle some of that extra food. That's for sure.
We get a couple more points on the board. We'll have you come out Tuesday.
It's a good game. All right, I've been wanting to ask you this question. This is interesting. So now you are going through a different coach.
Yes.
How did that? I know Mark really well, Coach Perry. I worked with him in camps, and he's a good friend. How did that work when you lost a coach and you had a new coach as far as the boosters go?
On the field, it's not coaching the boys. It's that kind of administrative stuff. And last year was really the first year that my wife and I were the Booster Club presidents, and working with Bill and Lori, who we had known for several years. And when Mark came, I sat down with him and I said, I want to do everything I can to help you, so just, let me know what you need. This is what we do, and we kind of walk through the season step by step. And Mark and his wife Elizabeth and everybody they just fit into the family.
He's an excellent football coach, but I think one of the reasons I support him so much is because he's a super person, and that's, to me, is one of the most important things. And you as a dad, I coached all three of my sons. To have a son that plays the game, you really want a leader that does more than just football with the kids.
Yeah.
So do you have other children?
No, just the one.
Just one playing football.
Yeah.
That's good. That's great.
Yeah, it keeps us
All right.
busy.
Yeah, real quickly, we're going to have just a minute or so more. Tell me a little bit about the Lexington Catholic game time. You know, people don't realize what goes on during the game. So we noticed when we came in, there was some tailgating going on out there too. So we understand the boosters at Lexington Catholic are pretty good at supporting the football team and kind of having some fun too.
Right. And that's one of the things that we try to do as parents. You know, we all contribute, we all work hard. So it's kind of our time before the game to get together and enjoy some food and friendship and that's really good. So.
Well, very good. And it's a pleasure meeting you, and I enjoyed our talk. And keep up the good work and support the football program. Good luck to your son. We'll be watching for him too.
Great.
Thanks again.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Leo Tuberty, one of the best supporters that Lexington Catholic has, the president of Boosters Club, whose son plays on the football team. We want to thank him for his help tonight, giving us a little insight on what goes on at Lexington Catholic High School pregame and during the week. Thanks again to Leo. We will be back here shortly to go over some halftime statistics here at Joseph A. Ford Stadium.
And we've got some scores from a lot of the other games, too. I will give you one. Meade County 27, Central Hard nothing at halftime.
That's what someone told me. They thought that's the way it would work out. So we could take a little break right now.
Yeah, we'll step out here.
Okay, we'll step out here real quick to get organized, and then we'll come back with some stats. And welcome to all you people watching this on PrepSpin. Fantastic job here by William and by the crew. And we'll be back in just a minute.
Nice job today.
Thanks, Coach.
Proud of you. We'll get back at it tomorrow. If we lose focus on the field, it could cost us a penalty or even the game. If you lose focus behind the wheel by texting and driving, it costs you a fine or worse, your life. Big Blue Nation, don't text and drive.
Houchins Industries, proud corporate sponsors of the Kentucky High School Athletic Association Girls Sweet 16.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. One hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
I don't really
You wouldn't do it there.
gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
For over 100 years, Russell Athletic has built the uniforms that transform individual athletes into teams. Teams united in passion for the game and unapologetic in their desire to win. Whether you're celebrating a hard-earned championship or heading back to the gym for next season, when teams come together, Russell Athletic will be there, always. I'm Mark Ingram, I wear Russell Athletic, and I play for team.
Do you want to lower your business costs? How about reliable phone and custom internet services that accommodate your business needs? Want all this without sacrificing quality?
Look no further. QX.net is your solution for bundling services and saving an average of 25% per month. Working with all sizes of business in and around Lexington, QX.net provides high-speed data and voice service. Save money and improve your business. The choice is clear. QX.net. Tomorrow's technology delivered today.
Gary Ball, Mike Meehan, and Coach, you've got the halftime numbers there. And I tell you what, both quarterbacks lighting it up, as I see there. And I've got some scores for you. You want to do the half stats, or you want me to give all the scores?
No, do the scores first because I'm excited. I want to know.
Cooper leading Anderson 35-7, leading Mark Peach in Anderson County. Corbin leading Central 26-16. Beechwood all over Frankfort 25-8. Trinity leading St. X 3-0. Belfry leading Lawrence County 27-6. John Hardin leading Iroquois, good Iroquois team 7-0. Highlands all over Cove Catholic, a cheap Persian rug 30-13. Meade County, boy, they're not greeting their former defensive coordinator very well. They're leading Tim Mattingly and Central Hardin 27-0. Meade County.
Yeah,
Meade County Green Wave rolling.
Someone that saw Central Hardin last week said that Meade County probably is the better team.
Mayfield leading Russell 14-0, and Dixie Heights leading Simon Kenton 10-0 in that ball game. But the one that you and I saw that Meade County team, and I tell you what, Coach, they're a team that could get back to the state championship this year.
Yeah, they've got that certain special something that you see. They've got a really good quarterback. He's a great leader, super runner, can throw the football, but they have this refuse to lose philosophy or something. I also got a score. Bowling Green was 0-0.
You always seem to have the purples of Bowling Green. Is that because of Curtis Cotton?
Yeah, Curtis is in the press box as an offensive quarterback coach, and when he gets up there, he has a tendency to want to let me know what's going on. So,
Coach, you have the stats from the first half, and as they say, numbers don't lie.
No, look at these. First of all, both teams are pretty equal in first downs. 9 first downs for Boyle and 8 first downs for Lexington Catholic. Look at the passing yards, though. 197 passing yards for Boyle County, 121 passing yards for Lexington Catholic. If you look at the individual passing statistics, Josiah Robbins is 7 for 9 for 197 yards, Gary. That's a pretty doggone good thing.
And Mike
one
Fields
touchdown.
and I were talking. That 50-yard strike he threw to Keegan Hinkle's pretty a pass you're going to see in high school.
Yeah, it couldn't have been any better. Reese Ryan is 12 for 14. 12 for 14 for 121 yards and a touchdown. So they're both right on target. They're both hot tonight. Really good. Receivers, Jace Sharp has 3 catches for 102 yards. He came out of nowhere, Gary.
Yep, he
Jace
did.
Sharp.
He
Where'd
caught
he
his
come
first
from?
touchdown pass of the season tonight. Nearly had his second.
Yeah, and he has 102 yards of receiving. Keegan Hinkle has 60 yards receiving, and Nick Roney has 32 yards with a 3-yard reception by Brandon Davis. Lexington Catholic, J.J. Ogobugu, we've watched him all year. 5 catches for 63 yards and a touchdown. Got open again, somehow got behind the defense. I don't know how. He was wide open on that play. Andy Thompson, 2 catches for 39 yards. Jordan Hatton, 2 for 9 yards. Let's take a look at the rushing real quickly. For Lexington Catholic first, because I'm sort of surprised at this. Reese Ryan has 59 yards rushing. We've said before, as a quarterback, he's a decent runner, especially when he runs a quarterback draw. But Jalen Jones has been held to 35 yards, well below his average. 2.8 yards a carry, and Chris Thompson hasn't had a carry. Brandon Davis for the Boyle County Rebels has 4 carries for 22 yards. Eric Brown, 3 for 17 yards, and Josiah Robbins, 5 for 20 yards. So when you take a look at that total, the total offense, 210 yards total offense for Lexington Catholic, 256 yards total offense for Boyle County. That's pretty close. What I want to do, though, what we like to talk about, we may be the only ones to do, let's look at those tackles. Who would you think would be mentioned in the tackles?
Well, for Catholic, you probably would think Chase Bowling.
Absolutely. 4.5 tackles, 4.5 tackles. But Andy Hickey's there with 4.5 tackles, too.
Yeah,
so.
Hickey's applying some pressure.
And Braxton Couch, I mentioned Braxton Couch, doing a great job on setting the edge and making sure that the Boyle County Rebels don't get that extra yardage. And for Boyle County, Brandon Devon, 5 tackles. He's all over the field. And Eric Brown, 4 and 2. He's all over the field, too.
Josiah Robbins didn't get credit with a lot of tackles, but he had some big ones there late in that first half. And as we said, we are 28 all here at halftime. Still about 2 minutes and 48 seconds to go before the kick. Remember, Catholic won that opening toss but took the football, so they'll be kicking to Boyle to start the second half.
Yeah, Boyle's going to have to handle the football here, and that's going to be a tough situation. I think one of the key plays, Gary, was this score right before the half. Lexington Catholic drove the ball 95 yards and scored. They would have loved to have gone in with that 7-point lead after a drive of 95 yards. But what happened? Boyle comes back, runs a play, throws a pass, gets down there and close, runs it in for a touchdown.
The long pass by Josiah Robbins to Hinkle that went for 50 yards, and it went down to the 1. And then, of course, Eric Brown, I believe, finished it off with a 1-yard TD run. Aiden Stewart Hoskins and Jalen Jones, Coach, I don't think there's any doubt about it. They're two of the best running backs in 4A football. They both are well over 1,000. I believe Jones has 1,600. Aiden Stewart-Hoskins has about 1,400 yards rushing. But as you said, the defense is doing a pretty good job on those two guys so far.
They really are. Josiah Robbins has 20 yards so far. Jalen Jones has 35 yards. Reese Ryan is the leading rusher with 59 yards in both teams.
It's 28-all here at halftime, and we're just about a minute and a half or so away. I want to thank William Warfield with PrepSpin. Of course, you can catch all the state championships in 2 weeks from Houchins Stadium there in Bowling Green on KHSAA. I believe it's .tv. Is that right, Mr. Warfield? KHSAA.tv, and PrepSpin will be producing all those games, and I'll be working down there with them at Western Kentucky University. Should be some great state championships. 6 classes to be decided for the state titles beginning Friday, December 5th at 11 a.m. Central Time, noon Eastern Time.
Yeah, talk a little politics here, too. There's still some talk about limiting those classes back down again. Gary, you and I both know that first round of the playoffs is just a mess. Yes. You have teams that qualify for the playoffs that haven't won a game. They're 0-10. They have to travel huge distances just to get spanked by somebody that's the number one team in the district.
I think what they do, the coaches obviously have a lot to, the Coaches Association kind of dictates a lot of what happens as far as the playoffs and classes and all that. And there was some talk, years ago when KHSAA went to 6 classes to maybe go to 4 classes and then have a super class, a 5th super class with teams like Trinity, the St. Axe, Meade County probably be in that, Scott County, some of the Northern Kentucky teams, some of the Lexington teams, but that didn't happen. They went to 6 classes, so I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon.
I guess they just want these schools like to get in the playoffs and make a little money. They have a little fun. One more thing, just real quickly, Gary. I've talked to Mike Fields before the game. We both feel like Lexington football took a step up this year, though.
Oh, yeah, I agree. It was a fun year. You and I were talking about that at lunch the other day, Coach Meehan. We really, every game we did this year seemed like it was an exciting game down to the wire. Not too many blowouts. A very competitive. Lafayette under Coach Shaw was much improved. Bryan Station's got one of the best offensive teams in the state. Dunbar was a little bit improved. And then who am I forgetting? Coach Henry Clay had great.
Tate's Creek struggled a little bit.
Yeah, Tate's Creek struggled.
But Buford was the best back I've seen all year.
So here's the kick.
Here we go.
Coming, and back deep is Brown for the Rebels, and we're just about set for the second half here, tied at 28-all. Gary Ball, Mike Meehan, William Warfield. Here's the kick, and it will be Brown at the 11.
Oh,
Brown out to the 15 to 20. Brown to the 20, up ended at the 28-yard line, maybe the 29 on the return by Eric Brown of Boyle County. So the Rebels will start with the ball to start the second half of action.
Okay, we'll see what they do if they do anything differently this time. They're actually use 2 different offenses in the first half, the spread offense, and then they use their wishbone offense. So we'll see. Whoa, look at this. Four wides to this side, Gary.
4 receivers, first time they've had this formation for Robbins. Out of that gun, pump fakes, looks back right side, throws it, receiver out there, and it's knocked away there, and good coverage there by the Knights of Lexington Catholic. Good job. Hustling over there, knocking that away was number 12, and that's Davis Rowdy. Rowdy with a good break up there.
Yeah, Rowdy ran it down and knocked it down, and actually that was an interesting play. They spread the field to the left with 4 receivers, put one out to the right side, which meant one-to-one coverage.
Hey, Coach,
out there.
We want to thank Dallin Dental, Kentucky Center for Orthodontics. Dallin Dental. Thanks to them for sponsoring as well.
Always enjoy those sponsors, but you need to support them.
Second down for Josiah Robbins. Motion by Brown. And they give to Brown the motion man. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, not going anywhere. Be 3rd and long. Good play there by the Catholic defense. Good.
Excellent play. They actually, the outside linebacker and the defensive tackle and the edge player, the end, went straight down the line of scrimmage to make that tackle. Good job. Good defense.
Eric Foster, number 19, is who they credited with that tackle. So Foster brings up 3rd down and 10 here as we start the second half. Boyle with a big 3rd and 10 here at their own 30 and a tie game at 28-all. Josiah Robbins, the junior quarterback, rolling. He's going to be hit and sacked at the 27-yard line. At the 27, brings up 4th down.
Good
making
job.
The
43. Braxton Couch was in on that tackle.
Couch and Austin Pedroche as well.
Yeah. Nice job by Braxton Couch. He stayed home and absolutely lit him up. Good job. Good defensive stop that time.
So Robbins set to punt for the Rebels to Lexington Catholic. They got the big stop here on the first series of the second half in a 28-all score. High snap. Robbins pulls it down. Gets the
nice
punt off. Good punt. Hauled in at the 35-yard line. Thompson dancing. Hit and knocked backwards at the 35-yard line. And to the 35, and that's where Catholic will have it. We are tied at 28-all here between Lexington Catholic and Boyle County here tonight for a regional championship. The winner moves on, and for all intents and purposes, looks like they're going to take on Highlands. That'll be next Friday night up in Fort Thomas.
Right. Either team goes to Fort Thomas next week?
Yeah, the winner here goes to Fort Thomas.
Yeah,
Highlands
no matter
a big
who
winner
wins.
tonight over. They were leading Cupcat by 30, I think, last we heard. 37-13 or something like that. Here's the handoff and Dancing Jones, and he's going to be knocked backwards. And Ellis and company helping out the linebacker.
Yeah, that was a good job. I tell you what, the Boyle County players are getting a little bit chippy out there, and
Cox helping out as well.
The tackler that time stood up, made the throat slashing sign, and I think if the official would have seen that, that would have been a penalty.
That would have been a penalty. I think you're exactly right. 2nd down and 12 for Reese Ryan. Ryan looking. Ryan's got time, sets and throws, and he's got Agbugu to the 45. Agbugu down the far sideline to 40. Agbugu 30. He's at the 20. He's at the 10 to 5. And let's see. Did he step out of bounds, Coach, or did he stay in bounds?
He's in.
I thought you were saying he stepped out. No, he's in bounds. That's a touchdown for the Knights.
He is so fast. It's unbelievable. He got the sideline, picked up a good block over there on the sideline. The only person that could have got him was blocked, and then he was gone.
Agbugu, man, he was shot out of a cannon down the far sideline, and here comes the extra point that will put the Knights up 35-28 with 9:39 to go here.
3 minutes, less than 3 minutes.
Thompson will hold, and remember Donovan Morris injured his ankle, so that's the new kicker, right, Coach? That's number 99, Murphy Rhodes. And it
was a high snap. It was a high snap. The holder didn't get it down till late, and the ball tailed off to the left.
So Catholic leads on a touchdown pass from Reese Ryan to Agbugu, 34-28, 9:39 to go here in this third quarter from Joseph K. Ford Stadium.
Wow.
Here on PrepSpin, Gary Ball, Mike Meehan, William Warfield, and Coach, it didn't take long because Ryan hooked up with Agbugu, and he tight-roped that far sideline, didn't he?
That was exciting. He was gone. I'll tell you what, he showed a tremendous speed on that play.
I don't know how he stayed in bounds. We don't know.
He picked up one good block. He tight-roped the sideline down there, and he made it in the end zone. There wasn't anybody going to catch him. So we're Gary Ball, you better be careful.
I'm going to burn up some papers here with that heater, aren't I?
We have a space heater up here in the press box. And Gary has tended to see his papers against the space heater, which could be a little bit of a problem up here in the press box. But
don't want to start a fire.
No, we'll keep you safe, Gary. Don't worry.
9:39 to go, and
it's hot enough on the field.
Lexington Catholic already with 34 points. Boyle County 28. Rhodes set to kick off with Brown back deep. And, of course, Brown's already returned 185 yards for a touchdown for the Rebels. Let's see what Rhodes does here. 34-28, Lexington Catholic. Gary Ball with Mike Meehan and William Warfield from PrepSpin here. Winner gets Highlands next Friday night in Fort Thomas. Here's the short kick, and taken at the 30, up to the 33-yard line. And it's taken by one of the upmen there. And for Boyle, that was Caleb McCaskill.
Yeah, that was McCaskill. He's a big boy right there, too.
Yeah, 216 pounds.
Yeah, he used every bit of it, too, running in there.
So Thanksgiving coming up next week. Hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving with their family. That's your favorite holiday.
I love it.
What would you call it? 3 Fs?
Yeah, food, family, and football.
Food, family, and football. not a bad triple combo.
On a trap.
Here's Robbins faking, and Josiah leaps up to the 43. Good
Okay,
job.
I like
See him
that.
fake with that football and
Yeah.
leap up for a couple of more yards. Josiah Robbins, the 6'1 junior quarterback for Chuck Smith in Boyle County, picks up 8, second down.
When you watch this game on your computers at home, don't always watch the ball. Take a look at this offensive line. They pulled the right guard as if they were going left, and then the quarterback kept it where the guard pulled from. That's a pretty trickeration there. That's a nice job of high school football.
Robbins has got a full house now, and he is going to give now, running back up near the 45, Aiden Stewart Hoskins, close to the first down. I think his knee touched just short of the first down.
Yeah, he didn't
This will be
get there.
3rd and inches with 8:45 to go.
The Rebels smell some blood here there. They know that missed extra point could come back and haunt Lexington Catholic. So they feel like they can get a lead here, not just a tie, but get a lead if they can take it down and score.
4A football, this class will take a direct hit next year when Catholic and Boyle drop down to 3A and Highlands moves up to 5A.
Highlands moves up. Those two drop down. So 4A is going to have some surprises.
Josiah Robbins, 3rd and inches. Aiden Stewart Hoskins first down and more. He's breaking tackles and ankles at the 40. He's still at the 30. He is down to the 25 and tackled finally by Mitchell inside the 25-yard line.
Woo.
That is a nice, about a 30-yard run there by, well, that'll aid your stats there if you're Aiden Stewart Hoskins.
Yeah, he had a great job. He had a hole through the line of scrimmage. He did a great job of running. I'll tell you what, this is going to be a real battle with the running games going now.
Aiden Stewart Hoskins with Robbins, triple receivers to the top, and to the bottom is a lone receiver. That looks like Sharp. Here is Robbins looking back and getting pressure, breaks a tackle, 25, 20, and Robbins spun around down to the 15-yard line, about a yard shy of the first down. Good job by Josiah Robbins, eluding the pressure. This young man has had a well of a football game here tonight, Coach.
Yeah.
Number 15 right there. You see him trotting toward the sideline. Josiah Robbins of Boyle County.
Yeah, Robbins is playing a great game. He's actually doing a great job throwing the ball. He's doing a super job running the football. And again, Lexington Catholic had all the receivers covered down the field. They were trying to run a crossing route, what we call a long cross, a shallow, and the shallow was completely blanketed by Lexington Catholic, so he ran the football. There's a wishbone again.
Got the full house and blitz shown, and Robbins under center. And Robbins play action, rolling to throw, rolling to the right. Robbins, and he's going to be run out of bounds. Let's see where they mark him at.
I think he got.
Yeah, he
got the first
tiptoed
down.
down inside the 15. Let's see where the official marks him at. They're going to mark, nope, they're going to say he did not tiptoe down that sideline. They're going to mark him out at the 16. It'll be 3rd down at about 2 right there.
Wow,
He did not.
Chase Bowling forced him out of bounds, but I could have sworn he got past the down marker, but I guess not. But Chase
3rd
Bowling
down.
ran him out.
7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 34-28, Knights on top of the Rebels. Here in the 4A Regional Championship at Joseph K. Ford Stadium. Robbins, second man through Aiden Stewart Hoskins, and he's got the first down.
Yeah, they're not going to be
Down
able to
the
stop
11.
that play, Gary. That's a wishbone second back through. They're running 2 tight ends. The linemen are almost foot to foot. So it's just a power play. That's all it is. Second back through power. And they're surely going to get 3 or 4 yards every time they run it.
Chase Bowling helped out with yet another tackle on that
Every
play.
He's all over the field.
First down for the Rebels, 6:45 here in the 3rd. As Coach Meehan said, more of a ground attack now for the Rebels of Boyle County.
They're mixing it up a little bit. Again, see, this is that dark formation. Notice there's 3 linemen to this side plus 2 receivers.
Twins to the bottom, as you said. Here's quarterback Robbins, right side, cuts it back inside, and finally will be pulled down from behind. And there to pull him down was Braxton Couch. Pulled him down from behind.
Gary, you notice that he can get a first down inside what is that, about the 1 yard line?
Yep.
So there's an opportunity to get a first down, not just a touchdown here. So
2nd down and 6, approaching the 6-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Catholic leads 34-28 over Boyle County.
I would have never believed there would have been this high of a score between these 2 powerhouse teams in the 3rd quarter.
Twins to the bottom for Robbins. Josiah looks left side, hit, and it's going to be sacked back at the 13-yard line. Couch came from the right side. Braxton Couch with the sack
He's
for
playing
the
a game
Knights.
tonight. He and Bowling are all over the field, Gary.
Coach, that is Couch's 4th sack of the season.
Excellent job.
And that's a big one.
Yeah, it came at the right time, I'll tell you that.
So 3rd down and 10 now. Remember, earlier in the game, Boyle had an opportunity to kick a chip shot field goal. They went for it. Catholic stopped them. Otherwise, this would be a 34-31 ball game right now. But they've still got 3rd and 10, 34-28. Knights on top. Boyle. Robbins rolling to the right, getting pressure.
Screen.
Robbins, little pass. It's caught there by Devins, and he is to the 10. Pulled down right there to be 4th down and long for the Rebels. Bowling there making another tackle.
Wow.
He'll have about 15 before this game's over.
They ran a screen pass. That's probably a pretty good choice, although they ran it a little bit too wide, and Bowling recognized it right away and came up to make the tackle. Nice job, though. It looks like they're going to try a field goal here, Gary.
Yeah, they're going to take my advice that I tried to give them in the first half.
Well, they don't listen to
Because if
you.
they'd have kicked the field goal, this could tie it up right now.
Right, exactly.
And that was a chip shot in the first half. This is going to place it down at the, what is that, about the 18, Coach?
Right.
So it'll be a 28-yard field goal here by Addison Coffey with Keegan Hinkle to hold for the Rebels. Good snap. Gets it down. The kick is off, and it's way off to the right side. No good. So Catholic holds. Field goal is no good. 4:13 to go in the 3rd. It's still Lexington Catholic 34. Boyle 28. We'll return here on PrepSpin with Lexington Catholic getting the ball when we come back. We'll keep it right here. Looks like Catholic's out in a hurry here to run this play.
They are.
Let's see what Ryan does here, leading 34-28. Reese Ryan. Jones to the left 20-yard line, maybe 21, about a yard.
Yeah, they can't get past those linebackers. The Boyle County Rebels are running a 3-4 look, a 3-4, 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers. Yep. Those linebackers are keying on Jalen Jones, and they're just going to the ball right away.
So brings up 2nd down. They did give Jones about 2, 2nd and 8. And here's Reese Ryan out of that gun again, looking right side. Now throws a deep ball. He's got Thompson down there, and he runs out at the 30. He's at the 20, and he's going to take it to the house. Touchdown. It'll be a 78-yard strike from Reese Ryan to Andy Thompson, and AT does the rest. Caught him in stride.
It's unbelievable passing by these quarterbacks. These are high school quarterbacks.
In this cold air, too.
That was incredible. Absolutely. That ball was a perfect spiral. Again, though, Boyle's making a couple mistakes. One of the things they're doing, Gary, they're not putting any pressure on Reese Ryan back there. He has 4 or 5 seconds to throw the football. And if you give Reese Ryan 4 or 5 seconds to throw the ball, especially a guy that someone like Donnie Walker's worked with and Coach Perry's worked with, he's going to hit that ball right on the money.
What a night for Andy Thompson. He had a 100-yard kick return for a touchdown. He just hauled in a 78-yard touchdown catch for a reception for a touchdown.
They're going to go for 2 here. They really want to.
So Ryan is going to go for 2. He's out of the gun. Ryan looking left, waits.
Perfectly covered.
Now looks, throws it back. The receiver adjusts, and it's knocked away by Boyle County. So the 2-point conversion is no good with 3:35 to go, but the Knights now extend out. Coach, this is the biggest lead Lexington Catholic's had. 12 points here, 40-28.
I know, and they did it again on that long touchdown pass. Thompson, I'm telling you what, these guys can play some football.
So good pass by Ryan, equally good route by Andy Thompson. And it's 40-28 Lexington Catholic. Good look there at Reese Ryan. A lot of colleges want his services. Miami of Ohio, Cincinnati, UK's looking at him, Marshall.
Nice size, nice tall, rangy.
Yeah.
Lives right here next to the stadium.
He can walk out his back door and be on the baseball field.
Absolutely. He can be right on the baseball field, cross it, and be on the football field in about 30 seconds.
37-34, hold the phone there. 4 minutes left. Cov Cath just scored, and 2-point conversion, 37-34. Cov Cath coming back there on Highlands. So Highlands is not, they were up big, but right now it's 37-34.
And And Bowling Green is behind 7-0 at halftime.
So Catholic coming back. If Covington Catholic holds on and wins, if they come from behind and win, Coach, that game between the winner here would be next Saturday because there's no lights at Covington Catholic. Here's a return by Brown. Brown to the 33-yard line. As we said, Highlands' lead been cut to 37-34 with Cov Cath 4 minutes left in that one. Here, Reese Ryan just struck with AT, Andy Thompson, 78 yards. And by the way, Reese Ryan used to be the ball boy when Justin Burke was the quarterback here at Lexington Catholic back in the day.
And tell the fans at home why Covington Catholic doesn't have any lights on.
It's in a residential area up there in Park Hills, and all the residents around there, they don't want the lights there on a Friday night. A lot of those folks must go to bed early or something.
They must. Because that's a difference when you're used to playing in daylight and then you're not.
Here is Josiah Robbins. He's been sharp tonight. He's got to be sharp now. He's got a good pass over the far side of 44-yard line. Nice catch. Nice catch made there by Davis.
Yeah, Davis ran a little curl route on the backside. He was all alone. Easily had the first down.
First time Davis has caught a pass tonight. Boyle going deep into those receivers, Coach. Well, when will they start going back to Jay Sharp? Boy, he was great in the first half.
Yeah, I think they're just moving back and forth between this spread offense and this wishbone look.
Wide outs both sides, and let's see what Robbins does here. Back pass, and it's caught over on a slant down to the 43-yard line, first down. And nice job there. And it's caught. Let's see who hauled that in. It was Keegan Hinkle. Boy, this young man has got some good hands, doesn't he, Coach?
Right.
Hinkle.
There have been very few incomplete passes in this game. Both teams, the receivers are really holding on to the ball and doing a good job. So,
Boyle has to answer because Catholic just scored on that long pass. They went for two and then could not get it, but they need to answer the Knights, and they know that here late in the third quarter, down 40-28. Robbins gives now to Aiden Stewart-Hoskins, hit, tripped up in the backfield, and pulled down by
somebody had a hold of his ankle.
Bowling and company, and Couch. Boy, Chase Bowling is everywhere. Couch slowed him down, and Bowling there finished him off up top. Couch has a sack tonight.
Couch is in their back. He's living in their backfield. He made a tackle on that back before he even took a step.
Foster helping out as well on that play for the Knights defense. Second down here for Josiah Robbins in Boyle County. Going right to left as you look out here. Here is Robbins. Quick pass. Tried to hook and ladder, it looked like, but it didn't work. Ball comes out of there late. Receiver lay, but they're going to say he was down at the 39. Coach Perry's going to plead his case and say it should have been incompletion, but it was caught there by Zach Lay, the senior.
Yeah, you may have been right about the hook and ladder.
I think he was trying to go to ladder.
I think so too. He went about a 10-yard or about a 5-yard curl pattern, a 5-yard curl, turned to the outside, caught the football, and maybe he was going to pitch it to the back coming around. But Lexington Catholic was all over that one.
Here's third down and 5 for the Rebels at the 39 of the Knights. Boyle in the white, Catholic in the dark with the blue numerals. Minute 25 in the third.
Zero coverage, no safety, playing man-to-man across the field.
Robbins back, looking down the middle, throws it, and it is going to be incomplete down at the 23-yard line. Incomplete. Bowling got a hand on it, looked like. Like Bowling got a piece of that one, Coach.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He's all over the field. He dropped back in coverage and got a piece of that ball.
Boyle County here late in the third. They're going to fourth down, and they're going to go for it here.
Catholic is showing no fear whatsoever. They're playing man-to-man almost every down, challenging the receivers for Boyle County.
Again, it looks like Covington Catholic storming back against Highlands. They trailed 37-13, and Cov Catholic scored 21 unanswered to make it 37-34 against Highlands. Here it's 40-28. Robbins on a big fourth down. Josiah rolling right. Robbins, everybody covered. Throws it deep downfield, and it is going to be tipped away, incomplete. So Catholic stops them on fourth down. The Knights will get the ball.
Man, that ball could have gone anywhere. That ball was just thrown up for grabs. The two Catholic defenders ran into each other, and it looks like one of them's got a cramp. He's still down on the field. The other Catholic player is giving him some treatment, but it looks like a cramp. Wow.
Cody Mitchell in good coverage. They call him the Cobra, and the Cobra bit on that one, didn't he?
He did. Sank those fangs into that receiver and knocked that ball down. Catholic, I'm impressed with Catholic's defense. They're just playing really good defense
This
right now.
Catholic team, compared to when you and I saw them earlier in the season, Coach, night and day. I say that tongue-in-cheek, night and day.
Yeah, nights and day, right. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
You always got to get one in during these games. So.
Yes, sir. Minute 7 here in the third. And here's Reese Ryan, one of the best quarterbacks in the state, senior. No, that was a direct snap. He bobbled it. And Jones is going to take it up to the 38. They went Wildcat on me, and I didn't even see Jalen. That was Jalen, not Reese.
Yeah, but it was a bad mistake. The ball rolled back. He picked it up and got back close to the line of scrimmage. So, no harm there. But, wow, it could have been bad news.
Now Reese Ryan comes back in there and says, get me back in there, Coach. Down to just 45 seconds here in the third quarter. And Catholic taking a long look over at the sideline. This, depending on what they run here, this could be the last play of the third quarter with the Knights up by 12, 40-28. Gary Ball, Mike Mee, and William Warfield, a prep spin here tonight. Thanks for watching. Jones shifts. Ryan now.
That didn't go anywhere.
He is hit on a nice play turned in by Cox.
Cox was all over that one. That was the first real penetration that I've seen from Boyle County. Not that that's a critical thing, because their type of defense they're playing is on the line of scrimmage and not letting you get the big play, not letting you break it. But that time they did penetrate. Cox did a great job.
He did. Cox wearing 64 tonight, made a nice play. That'll do it for the third quarter. We're ahead of the final quarter with Lexington Catholic coming back 3rd and 13 at their own 36, and they lead Boyle County 40-28. We'll return here on PrepSpin with the fourth quarter from Joseph Ford Stadium.
For over 100 years, Russell Athletic has built the uniforms that transform individual athletes into teams. Teams united in passion for the game and unapologetic in their desire to win. Whether you're celebrating a hard-earned championship or heading back to the gym for next season, when teams come together, Russell Athletic will be there, always. I'm Mark Ingram. I wear Russell Athletic, and I play for team.
Welcome back with Coach Mike Mee and Gary Ball. We head to the final quarter with Lexington Catholic leading 40-28, and Coach Reese Ryan's been sharp. Josiah Robbins has looked good tonight, the quarterback for Boyle. It's been a shootout. We were tied at 28 all. What's been the difference here in the second half for Catholic?
Well, the difference is they got the ball down and scored, and then the defense stopped Boyle County down close to the goal line. They attempted a field goal and missed it, and that was the difference in the game.
Trips to the bottom for Reese Ryan, R-squared. He's got it at the 36, third down at about 13. Good snap. Ryan looking left, pump fakes. Now going deeper down field. Agbugu down there, and he goes up trying to grab with one hand, incomplete. Agbugu with a good effort. A lot of folks back in coverage. Robbins was one of them, but Agbugu went up, tried to make a one-handed grab, but it goes incomplete, and that brings up fourth down, forces a punt by the Knights.
Yeah, but I think Coach Perry's not real happy about that. We had 3 receivers in the same area. 3 receivers bring 3 defensive backs into that area, and that play was not going to go anywhere with that.
So Griggs will punt it away for Lexington Catholic. They are 9-3. Boyle 11-1. Boyle's only lost to Lexington Catholic this year. That's their only loss. Only blemish on the record.
Only blemish. They're going after the punter again.
They sure are.
Oh,
low snap. Griggs just gets it off on a quick kick, and a nice kick over the head of Hinkle. Hinkle goes back, scoops at the 15, retreats to the 10, hemmed in all the way back at the 5.
Wow, what a punt.
Terrific job by Griggs. My goodness, Catholic was all over Keegan Hinkle.
I think that was about a 60-yard punt, Gary, with the roll. 60-yard punt with the
Great job by the punt team of Lexington Catholic, and great job by Griggs because he had to get it off in a hurry, Coach. There was
he had
a lot
to get
of
up in a
people
hurry,
coming
and he got a good foot on the ball, and this sets them up very well. I was a little concerned there that they were going to have to punt after getting a lead 40-28, but now Boyle County's backed up. We'll see what they can do.
Josiah Robbins, the 6'1 junior quarterback. He has Aiden Stewart Hoskins behind him. Some NAIA schools like Campbellsville looking at Stewart Hoskins, if you're wondering. Robbins is only a junior, good athlete. Motion by Lay, and Here's the quick pass out there to Lay. Lay at the 15, breaks a tackle. Lay up near the 18, and, boy, he's going to pick up close to first down yardage up there. Good catch there by Lay out of the backfield that time.
Yeah, it was a really good job, a really good coach, a really good catch. And Joey Griggs, has to cover him. And when he goes in motion, Joey Griggs has to come all the way across the field to cover him. And he got a step behind, and he came up and tried to make the tackle but missed it. But the rest of the Catholic Knights were right there to finish him off.
11 minutes, 16 to go in this football game, 40-28. Boyle County has it 1st and 10. Give now to Stuart Hoskins. He's going nowhere.
That's good defense right there. Good defense. They pounded the line of scrimmage, forced the offensive blockers backwards. Lexington Catholic won that battle all along the line of scrimmage.
Chase Bowling, yet another tackle.
He is everywhere. But again, Chase Bowling make the tackle, but those big defensive linemen, number 70, number 90, was it 93? Just pounding the offensive line.
2nd down for the Rebels, 10:38 to play. They trail Lexington Catholic 40-28 here. Here's Robbins. Stuart Hoskins hit, racked up again, going nowhere. He's met there by the defense. And you mentioned 93. That's who it was again, Coach.
Yes.
And that is, of course, Matt Harrington for the Knights.
Well, Matt Harrington's a big guy, and he is clamping down on those offensive linemen and not letting them move one fraction of an inch. Super job.
They credited Mitchell with that tackle, but it was actually Harrington who made that play.
You know, Harrington made the play because Harrington shut the door.
So 9:53 to play. 3rd down and 10 here for the Rebels at the 20-yard line. Josiah Robbins back, looking, pressure, and pulled down all the way back and sacked. Sue got to him there. Looked like big Dominic Caslin, I think, got him. Yeah, Dominic Caslin got him. Big 6'5", 290-pounder.
Some big guys. I'm telling you, it's like a small college group of kids out there. And 72, nice job by 72 on that play. We got to give these guys some love for sure.
So Robbins will punt from his own end zone. Agbugu and also Thompson are back deep to receive this punt, standing only at their own 42. Robbins punting from the end zone. Almost blocked, gets it off. And Agbugu will call a fair catch at the 43-yard line. That's where the Knights will have it. 9:02 to go here in this game. And if you're just tuning in and watching the webcast here on PrepSpin, appreciate it. Gary Ball with Mike Meehan and William Warfield, our executive producer here tonight. And we got a final Highlands 37-34. So Highlands will play next Friday against the winner here up in Fort Thomas. So if Catholic can hold on to win this, they would travel to Fort Thomas next Friday night, Coach.
That'd be a game. That'd be a heck of a game.
9:02 to go here for Reese Ryan. He's got twins to the top. Actually, that's a shotgun now for Jalen, and Jones will take it down to the 40. Still on his feet, and down to the 39-yard line. Pick up of about 5 for JJ. Out of the Wildcat. That's the 2nd or 3rd time tonight they've gone out of that Wildcat formation.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. They're trying to get good yardage on 1st down. Very, very valuable to the Lexington Catholic football team to have these 2nd and 5s or 2nd and 4s.
Boyle County, of course, needing a big turnover here. They're down by 12 with 8.5 to play. And again, it looks like, they're going out of the Wildcat again with Jalen Jones. High snap. Jones has got it. Jalen dancing. 35, and Jalen down to the 33. And he's close to the 1st down. I think he's got it.
We got a penalty on the play, though.
Maybe a face mask. I think William Warfield thought we might have had a face mask, and that could be the call here.
Yeah, the call was made by the side judge here. So that's normally not a holding call. That's usually – but it is a holding this time.
Holding against the Knights.
That's a bad time to do that.
So
just after 2 good runs.
The winner here will get Highlands, who held on by the skin of their teeth against Cove Cath. Cove Cath came storming back with 21 unanswered to almost pull that game out, but Highlands wins at 37-34 over Covington Catholic. So the winner here will play next Friday up in Fort Thomas against the Bluebirds.
The Cake Eaters.
You said that, Coach.
Yeah,
I did
that's
not.
what they call them.
Cake. 2nd down. And at the midfield stripe, Reese will look over toward the sideline now. Reese Ryan will also play basketball for the Brandon Salzman and the Knights this winter, but he wants that to be delayed a little bit, at least a couple more weeks, right?
There's confusion out there by the Catholic team.
Big time. It may have taken too much time, but Ryan gives to Jones, and Jones spinning around to the 45, down to the 44-yard line on that second down and 15. Brings up 3rd and long now with 7:38 to go here in this 4A regional championship here tonight at Joseph Ford Stadium.
Yeah, I think when that play was called, I think the Catholic staff on the sideline wasn't happy with it. They almost got a delay of game on that play.
7:22 to play.
This is critical right here.
3rd and long here for the Knights at the 45 of Boyle. Ryan now. Reese. Jones hit, stacked up and pulled down. Here comes a late flag.
That's a face mask.
As McCaskill made the hit.
That looked like a face mask.
There's a flag down. Could be a.
Yeah, I think it was a face mask. I thought I saw it on the monitor here, a grab of the face mask.
McCaskill made the initial hit, might have been him. And it is face mask against Boyle.
Yeah, that was a good call. That was a good call. You have to call that play. That's one of the things, one of the good rules in football, because that can be very dangerous when you get that hand on the face mask. Not just because of the neck twisting, but because of the eyes. So
7:03 to play. Reese Ryan, and the penalty does not give him an automatic first down. It'll be 3rd down. I guess they call that from the spot of the foul, Coach?
They do. Well,
I mean, 3rd down. 3rd down and 7 now. And 6:55 to go here in this 4A game. Reese Ryan, one of the top senior quarterbacks in the state. There's a bunch of them. Ryan looking left, steps up. He's got all kinds of room. 35. He's at the 30. Fumbles the ball out of there. Let's see who's able to. It's a mad scramble for it. And let's see who Boyle County player thinks they've got it. And the official said, yeah, the Rebels have it. I said they were looking for a big turnover, and they get the big turnover.
Yeah, they had a great time. They got a first down. Good job of running the football. Just as he got hit, the ball popped forward out of his hands, and Boyle County got the football. That is a blow to Lexington Catholic. Boyle County has an opportunity now to get back in this football game. But they better do it quickly because there's 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this game.
If Catholic scores something there, Coach, they pretty much salt this thing away.
Right, exactly.
Up by 12. Yeah. Even a field goal would have put them up by 15.
Yeah, a field goal would put it more than
2 scores, any extra points. But they're still up 12, but they get the turnover. Coach, did we see who recovered that for Boyle? It might have been Robbins.
There was a whole pile up on there.
Robbins under center, fakes now. Josiah rolling to the right, looks back, fires, and that's going to be probably – no, they're going to say – Lay was the intended receiver. The contact came a little early, but I don't see a flag, Coach.
No, I think the contact came early, but I don't think the ball was catchable. So I think they just ignored the contact.
Gotcha.
Although, there's a good chance they could have called that. The penalty, by the way, on the face mask, it was just an unintentional, not a personal foul.
Unintentional
so it's just
mask.
a 5-yard penalty.
The flagrant will get you the first down every
absolutely.
time. Flagrant face mask. So 2nd down and 10 now for Josiah Robbins and the Rebels of Boyle. He's out of the shotgun now with Aiden Stewart-Hoskins to his right. He looks deep down the middle, and it's almost intercepted. Dropped there by the Knights, Mitchell. Mitchell had it and dropped it.
He's mad. Hey, that was the first ball that any of these guys have dropped the whole game. I'll tell you, everybody's catching the football. But that was an interception. That could have very well sealed this football game here.
6:21 to play, and Catholic nearly had the big pick there, but it's 3rd down and 10 now for Boyle. The winner gets Highlands next Friday night up in Fort Thomas. They were a 37-34 winner earlier tonight over Covington Catholic.
This crowd's getting rowdy here. Look at in the end zone. Even in the end zone, it's packed against the end zone fence. Too deep.
Robbins, 3rd down for Josiah. Back, looks, fires near side to Keegan Hinkle. Hinkle up to the 30. Stiff iron. He's got the first down.
Don't miss tackles.
Hinkle will not go down, but they take him up to the 37 on a nice yak yards after the catch by number 12, Keegan Hinkle. First down.
He ran through some arm tackles, Gary. It looked like they should have. They were really trying to grab him rather than knock him out of bounds, and that would have been the best deal. Hinkle's done a really good job tonight, by the way. He's made some great plays.
38-yard line they give him. That's a pickup of about 16. Good yak there. Officials timeout. Good yak. We call it yak, yards after catch. And someone has called a timeout as Boyle heads toward their sideline.
Well, the official called a timeout. The official called. Is there a player down there?
I'm not sure. It might be, but Boyle's, there's a player down right there. It looks like in front of the Catholic bench. So Boyle's heading over the sideline to take advantage of this situation. And Boyle says we might as well go over and talk about it with the player down for the Knights. Yeah, they're looking down at the player. It's in front of the bench, so we're blocked to see who that is there. But 6:12 to go, 40-28. And, boy, what a nice catch there by Keegan Hinkle and picking up the first down for Boyle.
Now, that was a big play for them because they have to drive this football, and they're getting close to the point where they're going to have to try to take a stab deep, throw the football too deep. They've tried those short passes, and they're working fine. But Lexington Catholic players are keeping them underneath the whole time, and they're not getting past them for those deep passes. So this is where championship teams come up. So it'll be interesting to see what Boyle pulls up out of their hat. The Catholics backed up now. Boyle County's backed up inside the 40-yard line, but they've got to get a first down here in 4 chances and just drive the football down the field.
Yeah, they've got the big catch there by Keegan Hinkle, picked it up.
Lexington Catholic is still playing their man-to-man defense, but they are using the safety now. He's moving up. He's going to play man too, so we're their man-free again.
First down for Josiah Robbins. He's a junior. Robbins, airs it out right side. Receiver Brown trying to run on and incomplete. Threw it behind him a little bit. And goes incomplete, brings up second down. Thanks to Kentucky Bank. Kentucky Bank called it home. Thanks to Kentucky Bank and for sponsoring tonight. Also want to thank Sutherland Chevrolet. Sutherland Chevrolet, don't text and drive. See Don Gabbard and the folks over at Sutherland Chevrolet in Nicholasville. Want to thank them as well. And, of course, Rafferty's Restaurants. Where would we be without Rafferty's?
Oh, I'll tell you what. I'd be starving. That's what I would be. I guarantee you that.
That's right. No soup and a sandwich. 6:07, second down for Robbins. Triple receivers to the top for Robbins. Josiah looking, fires, and it is going to be incomplete. Diving effort over there, the 45, but he couldn't come up with it. Keegan Hinkle.
Yeah, Josiah's actually underthrown the last 2 passes, which surprises me. He's got something taken off the ball. I don't know whether his arm's sore or what. But they are putting a lot of pressure on Andy Hickey, the defensive player in the secondary for Lexington Catholic, the Knights. They're using motion. They're trying to get him isolated. I guess they feel like they can outrun him down the field. He was beat twice, but again, he reacts so quickly and makes up for it.
3rd and 10 for the Rebels of Boyle County. They got triple receivers to the top. Robbins rolling that way. Robbins sets up, steps up, avoids the pressure. And Robbins up to the 42, and he'll be well short of the first down, though. It'll be 4th down at about 6 for Boyle with 5:48 to play. And remember, Coach Meehan, we were tied at 28 all at halftime, so it's been a 12-0 second half surge by the Knights here to lead 40-28.
Absolutely, and the Knights are playing very, very good defense right now, and I think that's been a big difference in the game. Incredible defense. Playing man-to-man, shutting those receivers down.
4th down and 5 at the 43 with 5:22 to play. Josiah Robbins. Aiden Stewart Hoskins is the receiver to the running back to his right, trips out top. Robbins fires left, and it's caught, and that's going to be a first down up near midfield, far side of the field, and that's going to be Keegan Hinkle with the catch and the first down. They needed 5, they got 7.
Well, that's fine. Make them work for it, and that's what they're doing. The Knights are making them work for every first down they get. They're not giving them first downs on 10 yards on the first down. They're making them go all 4 downs to get it. So that's pretty good defense. That's good football.
First down at midfield, critical drive here for Boyle, down 12 to Lexington Catholic. Robbins looking, rolling right, sets those back. He's got an open receiver, and that's Sharp again, and he's down to the 35-yard line to the big receiver, 6'4", Jace Sharp, and he takes it down to the 34-yard line. That's a 17-yard pickup there for Sharp.
Boyle County's being very patient here. They're throwing the ball underneath the coverage of Lexington Catholic, getting that 10 yards of the crack.
Here's Robbins looking left, throws it to his big receiver over there, makes a grab, and it's a touchdown for Boyle County. And that is Lay to the left side. Zach Lay.
Sometimes playing man-to-man all the game, it's going to come back and hurt you because the receivers that are fresh, they run down the field deep and they get open. They're great receivers, Gary. They catch the ball so well.
Boyle County now only down 40-34, and there's a player shaking up on that play as well. But Zach Lay with the catch, and it's a 40-34. 34-yard strike, 4:33, and as you said, Coach, no quit in this Boyle County team.
No quit, and they have the weapons, and they're using them. I said that as long as Lexington Catholic could keep the receivers in front of them, make them work for every first down, even if they scored, they would take so much time off the clock that it would leave very little time to get back to win the football game. But again, those big plays, those long passes will come back to haunt you. Lexington Catholic is stubborn with their man-to-man defense, and their defenders just can't seem to keep up with the receiver.
The players just cramping up over there. It's cramps. They're working on him with some cramps, and we're blocked by the trainers and officials, so looks like he's going to be okay. He's just cramping up a little bit. 40-34, but a great throw there by Robbins and equally good catch by Lay there down the far sideline.
We're seeing two really good quarterbacks tonight. They're throwing the ball, putting the ball on the money. They're running the ball well. They're managing their offenses extremely well. These two teams are just so perfectly matched that any of these games, if they played 5 times, I guarantee you they'd be within 5 points of each other every time.
The first matchup was won by the Knights 23-16, and the player there, you see a good look at the defensive number 5 there for the Knights, Joey Griggs, the senior Griggs, just getting some water and cramping up a little bit. He's going to be okay, Coach.
Yeah, he's going to be fine. He's jogging off the field with a water bottle. He tried to stay in the game on the extra point block, but the referee said, no.
Well, we know who the hydration coordinator is at Scott County.
Yeah, Josh Scott, buddy.
That's right.
You got to have a good hydration coordinator.
So Trinity moves on in the playoffs. They win tonight over St. X.
Wow.
Central Hardin, Meade County all over Central Hardin. What was it, 27-0 at halftime?
Yeah.
Here's the extra point here from Coffee, and the extra point is up, and it's good. And, folks, don't go away.
Don't leave.
4:33 to go, and it is Lexington Catholic 40, Boyle County 35, and we'll return here on PrepSpin after this timeout. We'll return here to Joseph Ford Stadium.
For over 100 years, Russell Athletic has built the uniforms that transform individual athletes into teams. Teams united in passion for the game and unapologetic in their desire to win. Whether you're celebrating a hard-earned championship or heading back to the gym for next season, when teams come together, Russell Athletic will be there, always. I'm Mark Ingram, I wear Russell Athletic, and I play for team.
Gary Ball, Coach Meehan back here, Joseph Ford Stadium, 40-35. And, Coach, Boyle County got the Robbins to Zach Lay touchdown pass there.
Right, we have a football game now. Are they going to onside kick or not? Probably not. They've got 4:33. They feel like they're playing pretty good right now defensively.
Catholic's got the good hands team up there around the 50 and 45-yard line right there, ready for the short kick. Thompson, the only guy back deep. And they are going to kick it deep. Now Thompson will have to go back and retrieve it, or does it go? Wow, what a break by Catholic. It goes out of bounds, Coach.
It goes out of bounds. They get the ball on the 35-yard line. What a break for Lexington Catholic.
Well, Thompson was having to hustle after that football, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was getting a little nervous because if that ball would have stayed in bounds, he'd have had to pick it up on about the 1-yard line to try to run it back.
And Boyle was surging downfield too.
Oh, they were all over the ball, but the kicker made a little mistake. He kicked it too far toward the corner.
And that gives them the ball at the 35-yard line, 4:33. 40-35. Winner gets Highlands next Friday up in Fort Thomas to take on the Bluebirds. What do they have, Coach? 22 state championships?
I think it said 22 was in the paper.
Here comes Ryan, shifting, gives now to Jones. Jones, he's up to the 38-yard line. Knocked down right there. A couple of defensive linemen, Connor Darlin, and Yeager helping out on the play there. Clock moving.
It is, and Lexington Catholic would be well advised to take as much of that clock as they can. They know where the play clock is. The coaches on the sideline are watching the time on the play.
Ryan's got twins both sides. Jones shifting. Reese fakes, and Reese is going to tuck it. Reese is up to the 40. Ryan at 45. Midfield. He cuts it back to the 40. And down first down as he picks up about 20 yards.
Wow.
Down to the 40-yard line of Boyle.
You know what, Gary? That was a good run. But maybe he made a mistake cutting back because it looked like he had the sideline over here with a blocker. But wow,
you want to make sure
job.
that clock kept going.
Yeah, well, that's fine too. Don't go out of bounds. You're right, but they're going to stop the clock to move the chains.
Yep. First down on the run down to the 39 by Reese Ryan.
Take your time, boys.
R squared and the senior quarterback.
Coach Perry's got his hand up. He's saying, "Slow down. I'll tell you when to snap the ball."
Jones shifts, give to Jones, and Jalen down to the 36-yard line, and Ellis, the linebacker, the leading tackler on the team there to hit him first. Clock running, 3 minutes and 19 seconds to play. Catholic holding on to that 40-35 lead over this good 11-1 Boyle County team.
You know, one thing we don't talk about enough is ball security. And I noticed when Jones ran the football into the line of scrimmage that time, he had both arms wrapped around the football.
All Jones has got to remember is the last time they had the football when Reese fumbled the ball and Boyle County recovered it.
Right. Slow down, take your time, use all the clock, and drive the football.
Second down, Ryan gives to Jones, and he is going to be hit, and Cox there to greet him in the hole. Matt Cox, Cox is only a sophomore.
Yeah, they're loaded. Be a good one. Yeah, they're loaded. They've got plenty of people coming back. Boyle used their timeout there with 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. So, boy, 40-35, Gary. Who would have thunk it?
2:40 to go, and Boyle County 11-1 coming in. Catholic 9-3. Of course, Catholic played that early brutal schedule when they lost to teams like Bowling Green, Bryan Station, Lafayette. And then since then, they've ripped off 8 consecutive wins and looking for their 9th consecutive here tonight over this Boyle team. And as we said, the winner here will move up to the semi-state next Friday. And they'll play Highlands up in Fort Thomas next Friday night. That's scheduled for a 7:30 kickoff the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we talked about those teams that they played early. Bowling Green will probably win the state championship again. Bryan Station was loaded athletically, and they just got better as the year went on. So,
this is 3rd and 5, Coach Meehan. You have the football at the 35 of Boyle. So if you don't get the first down here, you obviously are in 4-down mode, I would think, even though you're up 5 here with 2:40 to play.
Well, you use as much of the clock as you can. The question is, does the Boyle County have another timeout?
I know they've used 2. Maybe they have used all 3. I know they've used 2 timeouts. 2:43 to play. Ryan looking right. Pump fakes. Ryan, and he breaks a tackle, gets away, rolls to the left. Reese going to be run out of bounds, close to the 30, just shy of the first down. But what a great job. He did get out of bounds, though, and that stops the clock.
Yeah, that was a mistake by Reese. He knows he knows it, too. He knows he made a mistake there.
Reese saying, why did I get out of bounds? I mean, anything else? And he's actually marked him out shy of what I thought. They mark him out to 32, so it's going to be 4th and about 2.5.
4th and 2.5. Clock is stopped with 2 minutes and 32 seconds.
And remember, Boyle has shown in ability to throw that ball deep. We've seen him go deep a number of times tonight. So if you're Catholic, you don't want to give them the ball back with only a 5-point lead because that's a dangerous offense by Boyle County.
Yeah, that was a mistake. Actually, staying in bounds there, even if he would have just fell down, because that clock would have kept running. So Wow, this is really a battle. We're getting right down to the wire now.
You know, we have had some terrific football games here in the playoffs, Coach. The Henry Clay game went down to the last seconds in Brandenburg a couple weeks ago. Scott County Meade went down to the last seconds last week, and this one looks like it could go down to the last seconds.
It can. I mean, when you're into regional championships, you should have good football games. Teams should be matched up very well.
2 weeks from today, December 5th, are the Russell Commonwealth KHSAA Gridiron Bowl State Championships down in Bowling Green. You can watch all those games on KHSAA.tv, and they'll be produced by the one and only William Warfield, a PrepSpin.
Well, this is a great thing, and I appreciate William Warfield doing this because this has been quite enjoyable.
Here is Jones. He's hit. Depends on the mark. I don't think he got it, Coach. Boyle stops him.
No, I don't think he got it either, and they just tried that power play up in there. But they've got 2 minutes and 27 seconds now, and Boyle County has an opportunity not just to get down and tie a football game, but to win a football game. That's when you run into problems if you don't have that big power back. You know, most teams can do that. Bryan Station had that problem. We saw it with several teams this year, having that great big fullback that can pound up in there.
Do you think Boyle had used 2 timeouts, Coach, or one?
I don't know. I thought
they have 2 timeouts left, according to their radio folks. So if they have 2 timeouts left, I tell you, this could get interesting. Boyle's quarterback Robbins, propensity to throw, and he throws to 35 and up to the 38-yard line.
Keep them underneath. They made
Hinkle.
Hinkle can get open deep. They've got to keep him underneath and make those tackles, make sure tackles. They're really putting pressure on the safeties here. They're really trying to put people in motion and get people open on the sidelines.
So 2 minutes left in the game. Second down, blitz being shown. Quarterback bobbles it, steps up, and he is going to roll to the right. Robbins avoids the pressure. Josiah, and he is going to throw it, and it's going to be incomplete.
They missed an absolutely obvious block in the back. A Boyle County player way behind the line of scrimmage. A Catholic player was chasing the quarterback. I don't know if you could see it on the video, but absolutely pushed him in the back, knocked him down. The referee did not see it.
The guy in front of us in the press box totally agrees with you. He turned around and said, how did they not see that block in the back?
I think 1,000 people could see that block.
Third down and a long yard at the 39 for Boyle County. 1:48 to go here. 40-35. Lexington Catholic on top. Robbins looks, passes left side. It's caught, and it's going to be a first down up to the 45-yard line to the big-time catch over there by Zach Lay again. Lay's the one that had the 34-yard touchdown catch last time they had the ball, Coach.
They're going to let them catch him underneath and make tackles and make sure they don't get out of bounds. That's what they're doing.
Robbins fakes now, rolls right. Robbins throws, and it's nearly, I tell you, Bowling almost got him a pick. Went through his hands.
He did.
Bowling almost got the pick.
Yeah, he wanted that one bad, too.
1:33 to go here. 40-35, Catholic by 5, and brings up second down and 10 for the Rebels of Chuck Smith and Boyle. Chuck Smith back for his second tenure at Boyle County. Won, 6 state titles?
I believe it was 6 state titles. And Larry French followed him up.
He won a couple.
There.
Chuck also coached the linebackers at UK and went to 5 bowl games with the Wildcats. Second down for Josiah Robbins. Quick step, fires right side, and it is behind the intended receiver, Keegan Hinkle.
See, that was a good offensive call. If Josiah could have gotten the ball to him, that might have been a good 30 or 40-yard gain on the slant. We saw that coming from up here, Gary.
Yeah.
They had him spread out, and the safety was backed off, playing the hash, and the slant was open.
1:29 to play. Third down and 10 here for the 11-1 Rebels of Boyle County. Lexington Catholic trying to go to the Final Four and take on Highlands next Friday night. Boyle County trying to do here's a pass left side. It's caught, and it's going to be Zach Lay again down to the 47. It'll be 4th and short with 1:19 to go. We understand Boyle does have a couple of timeouts left. We thought they had burned 2, but They do have 2 timeouts left. They'll probably be, if they get the obviously first down here, they'll move the chains, won't have to use one. But they'll know they use one of them right here, don't they, Coach? So timeout by Boyle. They have 1 left now. That's their second timeout they burned, Coach.
1 minute and 9 seconds. Don't let them beat you deep. Try to keep the receivers in front of you. And by all means, tackle them in bounds.
4th down and 2. 1 minute 9, 69 seconds. That's all that stands in the way. That team you see right there, Boyle County in their white, or the Knights of Lexington Catholic from going to the semi-state. And, of course, you're down to the Final Four in the Class 4A. And Highlands always seems to be in the thick of things in that class. They're moving up to 5A next year. Boyle and Catholic are dropping down to 3A. And you talked to the booster president about that at halftime, didn't you?
Right. We talked about that before we went on the air too, and he's really excited about it. I think everybody is, but the 4A class is the one that's going to have some real surprises.
Do we know anything about Lexington Christian? Are they moving up in class next year, or are they staying at 2A?
I think they're staying at 2A.
Well, that'd be interesting if they move up to 3A, wouldn't it? Make a big
They
rival.
try to keep their enrollment down as long as they can get it, though.
So 4th and 2 here. 1 minute 9 to go. Catholic and Boyle. Robbins. Long count. Back to pass. Josiah pump fakes. Now rolling to the right. Being chased. Robbins. Josiah looking. Now throws it and incomplete.
He had
Throws
him
it over.
open.
He had a receiver.
He had him
wide
open. They absolutely lost the receiver. Who was that, Hinkle?
Yep, Keegan Hinkle was wide open.
They lost Hinkle. They did not see where he was. He was standing on the sideline. And one thing you try to teach quarterbacks is when you have a receiver wide open like that, put the ball where he can catch it. Don't throw it on a rope. Put it up in the air. Put it where he can catch the football. And he didn't.
Well, he was being chased, so
he was running
he was
for
under
his
some
life.
duress, Coach.
He did a good job of getting outside on that, too.
Yeah. But you're right. Keegan Hinkle was wide open. You wonder why he just didn't maybe touch pass it out there. You know, just
that's
flip
what
it
I'm
out
saying.
there.
Yeah,
flick it with the wrist. So it'll be victory formation, and they can burn their Boyle will burn their last timeout. So that's the last timeout. So it'll be a couple of victory formations, and it will be Lexington Catholic and Fort Thomas Highlands next Friday up in Fort Thomas.
That'll be a great game. I kind of wish the game was here, Gary, because, boy, I tell you what, I've been up there too, and I know you have with other things. It's hard to win up there in northern Kentucky.
Yep.
Dale Mueller was there. Who is the head coach there now?
The head coach is Brian Weinrich. He was a former player, played on the state championship team. Brian Weinrich, you and I met him and talked to him at the Bryan Station game back early in the season.
That's right, yeah.
So it'll be Highlands and Catholic can take the victory formation. That's the last time out Boyle County has to burn. Lexington Catholic. What a football game, Coach.
Oh, wow, what a football game. We've seen some great games this year.
So Ryan will take the knee in the victory formation, and the clock is winding down, and let's see when they set it to see if Catholic, they'll probably have to run one more play.
One more, yeah. They'll have to
with
snap the ball
44
one more
seconds.
time.
And how about Coach Perry in his first year? He has Lexington Catholic in the Final Four against Fort Thomas Highlands. They'll be 10-3 going to that game, and Highlands will be 11-2.
Oh, that's amazing, and you know, Coach Perry deserves it. He's worked so hard with this team. I talked to him when he left Central Hard. He was real excited about coming here and bringing his family to Lexington.
Ryan hit on the victory formation, and then here comes some extracurricular, and here comes a flag as one of the players, he jumped over the pile, and here come the Catholic players, and they're trying to.
The Catholic players are staying on the sideline just the way they should. That's bad sportsmanship, jumping over the pile and grabbing a hold of the quarterback's head like that. I mean, that's something you just don't do. This is one of those things, William Warford, where we needed a replay so we could see if he really fumbled the ball when he got hit. You know, did he fumble the ball? As bad as that was.
Chuck Smith is pleading his case. He's saying that that's their ball, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
I don't think these officials want to give the ball to Boyle County after that type of thing.
Yeah.
The Lexington Catholic coaches are trying to settle everybody down. Look, they're bringing their team together. They're going to have a little discussion about behavior, especially afterwards. The white hat official is going to make a call here. Let's see what it is.
So the Player just leaped over the
He just
line.
leaped over there, grabbed the hold of Reese Ryan's head,
Yeah.
and pulled him to the ground.
Yeah. There comes another flag from the officials, as the official is just, he's had enough.
He's had enough. He must have said something. I think one of the players said something to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the referee, personal foul against Boyle, might
Give
be
him another
two of
one.
them.
Personal foul, unsportsmanlike.
Yep, two of them. So he did it 3 times, Coach.
He did it 3 times.
So with 17 seconds, they're going to mark off those 3 consecutive penalties, but Catholic will just take the knee again.
It makes no difference.
Game is
this
over.
Game is over, and it shouldn't have ended this way. We shouldn't have seen that unsportsmanlike stuff.
That's another one. They'll mark that one off too. So they're going to keep marking it. They're going to mark it down to the 14-yard line, Coach. That is a 45-yard penalty.
Wow. Hey, I'll tell you what, anymore, and they'll be at the Blue Building in downtown Lexington.
Yep. So Catholic will just go out of victory formation, and as a matter of fact,
they don't have to go on the
they don't
field.
have to do anything. The game's over.
Yeah,
there
they
goes
start
the clock winding down, and Catholic will move on to the semi-state game, and they will win it 40-35 over a good Boyle County team. Lexington Catholic 10-3, 40-35. Coach, what a ball game here tonight.
What a ball game. It was just fun all the way. Officials are getting off the field. They're going to get out of here. That's a new thing, by the way. The officials have been told that if there's any problems after the game, you're not involved. You get off the field.
We'll step out. We'll come back. We'll try to give you some final numbers. The final score, though, Lexington Catholic 40, Boyle County 35. Will return to Joseph K. Ford Stadium after this timeout.
Nice job today.
Thanks, Coach.
Proud of you. We'll get back at it tomorrow. If we lose focus on the field, it could cost us a penalty or even the game. If you lose focus behind the wheel by texting and driving, it costs you a fine or worse, your life. Big Blue Nation, don't text and drive.
Welcome back here. Gary Ball with Coach Mike Meehan, William Warfield. So that sets up next Friday's semi-state game for Thomas Highlands, a 37-34 winner over Covington Catholic. And here tonight, Lexington Catholic, a 40-35 winner over Boyle County. A little bit of chippiness, I would say, to say the least, there at the end of the ball game, Coach.
Right, it was. And I think, one player probably was involved. He tried to jump over the top, it's his last game. They know they have to make a big play, but that's uncalled for. It's really unsportsmanlike to do that, especially the way the player did it. He jumped over and grabbed the hold of the head of Reese Ryan and tried to pull him down.
Here comes the Catholic student section, as you see pouring out on the field there tonight to celebrate with their team. They're the regional champs. And Coach Mark Perry, you got to say, has just done a terrific job with this football program. That is his 9th consecutive win. They started out 1-3. They win their 9th consecutive here tonight over a good Boyle County team, 40-35.
Absolutely. Mark got this football job, and he said he wanted to move to Lexington. He wants his family to be raised here. They can keep him here for a long time. He's an excellent football coach. He knows offense extremely well. They've got a good coaching staff all the way around. And so, I see bright future for Lexington Catholic.
Boyle ends their season at 11-2, and both those losses to Lexington Catholic, Coach.
Both losses to Lexington Catholic, and both good games. The other game we saw was the same way. The difference in this game was that Lexington Catholic played some real good defense there in the fourth quarter.
There's the Knights receiving the regional championship trophy, and what a ball game tonight by that young man who grabbed that trophy, Chase Bowling. He was sensational tonight.
He's everything that you can ask for.
He was a tackling machine out there tonight.
In the games we've seen, he's always been a tackling machine. He not only makes tackles between the tackles, he makes tackles on sidelines.
So for Coach Mike Meehan, this is Gary Ball for William Warfield, our producer. The final tonight as Lexington Catholic moves on to take on Highlands next Friday. Lexington Catholic Knights 40, the Rebels of Boyle 35. For Coach Mike Meehan and William Warfield, this is Gary Ball saying thanks for listening to the regional championship tonight on PrepSpin.
For over 100 years, Russell Athletic has built the uniforms that transform individual athletes into teams. Teams united in passion for the game and unapologetic in their desire to win. Whether you're celebrating a hard-earned championship or heading back to the gym for next season, when teams come together, Russell Athletic will be there, always. I'm Mark Ingram, I wear Russell Athletic, and I play for team.